How's it going, folks? Welcome to another fun at-home table read. Tonight, we are jumping into a recent favorite film of mine, The Batman. I don't want to waste too much time on the intro. This movie was cool. I want to see what we do with it. So let's just start introducing ourselves.
Hola. Hello. My name is Mary. I will be doing the action description.
I'm Curtis. I'm going to be Bruce Wayne / Batman.
I'm Nicole. I'll be reading for Selena.
I'm George. I'll be Mr. Gordon, Commissioner Gordon.
I'm Erik. I'll be playing the role of Oz.
I'm Logan. In case you couldn't tell with this, I'm the Riddler.
I'm Travis, and I'll be playing Falcone.
I'm Johnny. I'll be playing Alfred.
I'm Jen, and I'm Colson.
I'm Jessica. I'll be Bella Real.
All right. Well, Mary, take us away.
The Batman, written by Matt Reeves and Peter Craig, transcribed by the voice of vengeance. Exterior, Mayoral Manor, dusk. A figure breathes heavily as he watches a house. He sees a security guard at the main gate. His scope trails over the house until you see a young boy playing upstairs. The boy is dressed like a ninja. His parents enter the room and the boy turns to face them. The boy pretends to attack with his sword, dropping his dad to the ground. The boy's mother laughs at the boy, grabs his Halloween bucket and runs for the door. The father rises to his feet and looks after them as they leave. The boy runs back and gives his father a hug. The father takes off his jacket and in for the night. The figure outside casts his view up to the skylight. Interior Mayoral Manor.
A dark and stormy Halloween.
Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. pours himself a drink.
Good evening and welcome to GC1 News Live at 8 o'clock. Our top story tonight, just released polls have incumbent Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. and 28-year-old grassroots challenger Bella Real in a dead heat.
Things certainly got hot last night in their final debate before next Tuesday's election.
Mayor Mitchell watches the coverage of the debate.
Now, my young opponent here wants to cut the Gotham Renewal Program established by the great Thomas Wayne, cutting funds from vital projects like our seawall and the safety net for those who need it.
The renewal program is broken. This city's been renewing for 20 years. Look where it's gotten us. Crime has skyrocketed. Murder and drug use are at historic heights.
Now wait, hang on.
We have a masked vigilante running the street.
Under my administration, the Gotham PD has dealt major blows to organized crime and drug trafficking. The Salvatore Maroni case was the biggest drug bust in city history.
But drops in other drugs are still rampant. It's gotten worse.
I'm not saying there isn't work to do, but listen.
Mayor Mitchell's phone rings.
I have a beautiful wife and young son, okay? And I will not rest.
Mayor Mitchell mutes the TV and crosses to the phone. The light of the TV barely illuminates another figure in the room, the Riddler. The mayor picks up the phone and crosses back to the TV.
Yeah, I'm watching it now.
The Riddler watches him pass.
Why is she still tied?
The mayor doesn't notice he's not alone.
But I thought we were getting a bump in the new post poll. Okay, you know what? I can't watch this anymore, okay? Just call me in the morning, okay?
He hangs up and unmutes the TV.
Who still believes in everything this city can do?
We need a leader, Mr. Mitchell, not a cheerleader, and someone who will tell the people the truth.
On TV, the audience applauds. Mr. Mitchell turns off the TV. Mayor Mitchell finishes his drink. The Riddler pounces, tackling the mayor to the ground, crackling to himself across the head. The Riddler scurries over to his body and lets loose with 3 more good strikes, the murder weapon bouncing from his grip and skittering across the floor. The Riddler pants, heavy breathing. He leaves the mayor's body and picks up his weapon. The Riddler crosses back to the mayor, pulling a row of duct tape off of his belt. Riddler pulls off a long strip and goes to work. Exterior abandoned building night, a bat signal comes to life, shining into the sky. Exterior Gotham Street tonight.
Thursday, October 31st.
Rain falls over Gotham.
The city streets are crowded for the holiday, even with the rain.
A mysterious figure moves through the crowd.
Hidden in the chaos is the element, waiting to strike like snakes. And I'm there too, watching. 2 years of nights have turned me into a nocturnal animal.
This figure watches as he passes. Enter your pharmacy night.
I must choose my targets carefully.
A man wearing a drop mask steps in line. The customers in front of him leave, and he eyes the door. As Drop Mask steps to the register, he pulls a gun.
Come on.
Give me the money. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. It's a big city.
Exterior courthouse steps, same time, a group of vandals spray paint their message on the columns while throwing Molotov cocktails.
I can't be everywhere.
They throw the Molotov cocktail through the window of the building, setting it on fire. Interior trains, same time.
They don't know where I am.
A group of guys, all with their faces painted like skulls, watch videos of their fellow gang members knocking people out. They laugh to themselves. They celebrate and hug. One of the passengers gets uncomfortable and rises. The skulls notice. The lead skull taps on the shoulder of a frightened, fresh recruit, gesturing to the standing patron. From the next train car, the shadow watch. Interior darkened room, same time, Bruce Wayne sits in the darkness, smearing his eye makeup on, the cowl laying in a bag at his feet.
We have a signal now.
Exterior abandoned building. In front of the signal stands Jim Gordon, detective.
For when I'm needed, when that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
Exterior pharmacy, same time, Drop Mask flees the scene.
To them,
Drop Mask runs, stopped by the light from a passing helicopter. He looks up at the sky, and as it flies on, his eyes fall on the signal piercing the sky.
fear.
Drop Mask looks to the shadows of the alley in front of him.
Is a tool.
Drop Mask is filled with dread. He backs away from the dark alleyway and into traffic. He's hit by a taxi. Are you out of your mind? Watch where you're going, Drophead. Drop Mask thud runs away into the night. Exterior courthouse steps, same time. The vandal look up and see the signal. They drop their spray paint and turn to the shadows.
I can't wait for my hot dog.
They think I'm the.
I ain't thinking about the screener. I know, I'm ready. I'm going over there to get my hot dog.
They think I'm hiding in the shadows.
Come on! They run, fleeing the scene, left behind the courthouse columns, the word broke. Exterior train station, same time.
But I am the shadows.
The train pulls to a stop and a passenger gets off. The gang of skulls jump off the train with him, following him down the platform.
Come on.
Woo!
The man stops and looks back at the skulls. They stop and stare at him.
Hey, go on, man, go.
The man runs, the skulls giving chase.
Get him. Come on, man.
The head skulls looks at one of the gang, Young Blood, who isn't giving chase.
What are you doing?
Help.
The skulls chase the man down to the gate. They grab him and pull him into the rain-soaked pavement.
Somebody help me. Help.
The gang jeers as they grab the man and hold him in place. The head skull walks up with Young Blood.
Where you going, huh?
Young Blood looks at the sky and sees the signal. The head skull focuses his attention on the man.
Come on, man, break it.
You can't move, huh?
And knock his ass out.
Showtime, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, do it, man.
They hear a clattering from the shadows and look up. Heavy footsteps echo across the platform. The head skull draws a machete from his waistband. Out of the shadows walks Batman. The gang laughs.
You see this guy?
Batman comes to a stop.
The hell are you supposed to be?
The head skull swings his machete at Batman. Batman knocks the blade from his grip and delivers 2 swift strikes to a skull's face. Batman breaks the man's shoulder and punches him to the ground with 5 heavy strikes. As the head skull hits the concrete, Batman crouches over him and delivers another 2 strikes.
I'm vengeance.
Holy shit, it's him.
Batman looks up at the remaining skulls. They circle around him, letting their captive go. They surge towards Batman, but he delivers blow after blow, knocking them back. One of the skulls hits Batman with a pipe. Batman ducks the next strike and breaks the pipe over the skull's head. He throws the gang members aside, choking another until he passes out. Batman gives him another punch to the head for good measure. One of the skulls draws a gun.
Hey, man. No.
The skull fires and the bullet bounces off Batman's chest plate. The skull fires again at Batman, grabs him, and activates his shock gauntlets. He slams the thug into a pillar, shocking him the whole time. After a few more seconds, he drops the guy. The remaining skulls gather themselves and run away like the little scared babies they are. Batman turns to face Youngblood, the only skull still remaining. Youngblood locks eyes with Batman for a beat before running away in fear.
Please don't hurt me.
Batman looks up to the signal. Interior Mayoral Manor, minutes later, Batman moves through a hallway full of cops, all investigating the crime scene. He's being led by James Gordon, one of the few good cops in Gotham. The cops don't seem to like that Batman is there. Officer Martinez puts a hand on Batman's chest.
Whoa. Police action.
He's with me, officer.
Are you kidding me, sir? You're gonna let him in here?
Martinez, let him through.
Martinez sighs and lets Batman pass.
Goddamn freak.
Batman and Gordon walk into the crime scene. Mayor Mitchell's body sits in an easy chair, his head completely wrapped in duct tape and a paper bag over his hand. Gordon pulls on his gloves.
What do we know?
Detective looks up and is startled to see Batman. Batman circles the body. No more lies is scrawled over the duct taped face.
Detective? Detective, can you hear me?
Was there anyone else in the house when you arrived?
That's not the right line.
Page 10.
We're not, I'm so anxious to get there. All right. Yeah. Even higher. No. Not even there. Holy.
The previous
shit.
one.
Sorry, Lieutenant. We got a blunt force trauma, lacerations on the head. And he got hit a lot of times and hard.
Gordon looks at the back of the mayor's head, misshapen from all the hits.
All this blood is from his head?
No.
Detective tries to move the body, but Batman stands in his way.
Excuse me.
Batman steps back.
Most of it's from his hand.
Detective pulls the bag off the mayor's head.
Thumb was severed. Killer may have taken it as a trophy.
He was alive when it was cut off. Ecchymosis around the moon.
Gordon looks at the windows. They've been covered with newspaper articles, the word lies written across them.
Security detail downstairs said the family was out trick-or-treating and the mayor was up here alone. Killer may have known through the skylight.
Batman notices the blood splatter on the ground where the weapon fell. Batman moves away and the crime scene photographer takes a shot of the blood.
You said there was a card.
Yeah.
The detective hands Gordon a small envelope and Gordon pulls out a card with an owl on the front.
From your secret friend. Who? Having a clue? Let's play a game, just me and you. What does a liar do when he's dead?
There's a cipher too.
The detective hands Gordon a page-long cipher.
Any of this mean anything to you?
Commissioner Savage, bearded, enters the crime scene.
What's going on here?
I asked him to come, Pete.
This is a crime scene. Mitchell, for Christ's sakes. I've got press downstairs, I cut you a lot of slack, Jim, because we got history, but this is way over the line.
Gordon shows Savage the card. It's addressed to the Batman.
Wait, he's involved in this?
No, he's not involved.
How do you know? He's a goddamn vigilante. He could be a suspect. What are you doing to me? We used to be partners.
I'm just trying to find a connection, Pete.
Batman looks at the body.
He lies still.
Excuse me?
The riddle. What does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still.
The commissioner walks to the mayor's body and takes another look.
Ah, Jesus.
He turns his attention to Batman.
This must be your favorite night of the year, huh, pal? Happy fucking Halloween.
Excuse me, Commissioner, they're ready for your statement.
I want him out of here now.
Gordon crosses to Batman.
Come on.
Batman looks to the floor and sees a small, bloody footprint.
Yeah, the kid found him.
In the other room, the detective talks to the wife and son.
Was there anyone else in the house when you arrived?
The boy says nothing. Batman looks at him from the hall and the boy looks up. The two lock eyes.
We really got to go, man.
Exterior Mayoral Manor, minutes later. Commissioner Savage stands in front of the press.
Tonight, a son lost a father, a wife lost a husband, and I lost a friend. Mayor Mitchell was a fighter for this city, and I will not rest until the killer is found.
Bruce watches from the shadows, putting on his helmet.
This was a truly senseless crime. We are actively pursuing every investigative lead we have in order to identify the perpetrator and hunt him down. I've spoken with the governor.
I wish I could say I'm making a difference, but I don't know.
Exterior Gotham City, moments later, Bruce rides his bike through the city, heading for this cave.
Murder, robberies, assault. 2 years later, they're all up. And now this. The city is eating itself.
He rides past a campaign poster for Bella Real.
Maybe it's beyond saving, but I have to try. Push myself.
Bruce steers his bike down the train tracks, heading underground. He descends a set of stairs and enters the abandoned Wayne train station. Interior Batcave, bat swirls overhead as Bruce comes to a stop.
These nights all roll together in a rush behind the mess. Sometimes in the morning, I have to force myself to remember everything that happened.
Bruce pulls his scanning contacts from his eyes and plugs them into the system. He scans through the playback of the night. Bruce fills in his journal. He closes the cover, which reads, Notes and Observations, Gotham Project, Year 2, October. Bruce watches the news.
Of course I'm muted for this moment. Unbelievable breaking news this hour, everyone. Again, four-term incumbent Gotham Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. was found murdered last night inside his home in the exclusive Crest Hill district.
Exact details of the crime still have not been released, but a citywide manhunt is already underway as police and FBI search for the brazen killer. And this certainly is not the first time Gotham has been rocked by the murder of a political figure.
On TV, the Cryon reads Echoes of Wayne Murder.
In fact, in an eerie coincidence, it was 20 years ago this week that celebrated billionaire philanthropist Dr. Thomas Wayne and his wife Martha Wayne were slain during Wayne's own mayoral campaign. It was a shocking crime that remains unsolved to this day.
Bruce looks away from the night's footage and looks to the TV. The elevator descends into the cave. The doors open and out walk Alfred using a cane.
Don Mitchell Jr.'s political career was especially notable for his tough war on drugs when he and city police launched a major sting operation, resulting in the arrest of notorious mafia crime kingpin Salvatore Maroni, with what to this day remains the biggest drug bust in GCPD history.
I assume you heard about this?
Yeah.
Alfred looks at the footage and sees that Bruce was actually at the crime scene.
Oh, I see.
On the screen, the late mayor.
All this blood is from his head.
Dear God.
There's a cipher too.
Bruce fast forwards through the night until he reaches the card. Bruce prints out a copy of the cipher from the card.
There's a cipher too.
Bruce fills in the answer, identifying the symbols.
Any of this mean anything to you?
On the screen, the envelope to the Batman.
The killer left this for the Batman?
I asked him to come, Pete.
Apparently.
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
I don't know yet.
Alfred puts down a cup of tea and turns to go.
Have a shower. Our accounting friends at Wayne Enterprises are coming for breakfast.
Care? Why?
Because I couldn't get you to go there.
I haven't got time for this.
This is getting serious, Bruce. If this continues, it won't be long before you got nothing left.
I don't care about that. Any of that.
Don't you care about your family's legacy?
What I'm doing is my family's legacy. If I can't change things here, if I can't have an effect, then I don't care what happens to me.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Alfred, stop. You're not my father.
Well aware.
Bruce powers down and walks past Alfred to the elevator. Alfred watches the last of the footage of the mayor's son. Alfred looks down and sees the card cipher. Interior Wayne Tower hours later, Bruce walks through an Addams Family Gothic tower. Alfred sits at a large table hard at work.
There's some fresh berries there.
What are you doing?
Alfred is working on the cipher.
Just reminiscing about my days in the circus. This is actually quite elusive.
Bruce glares at the sun. He points to the cipher.
Where'd you get those O's?
He lies still is only a partial key. It only gives us H, E, L, I, S, and T. So I'm looking for any double symbols that start trying letters, seeing where it leads.
Bruce puts on a pair of sunglasses.
Just interesting.
Mr. Pennyworth?
Yes, Dory?
Alfred turns and faces Dory, an older woman on the staff.
The accountants are here.
Please send them in.
What if it's not a partial key?
Interior Batcave hours later, Bruce and Alfred sit at the monitor.
What do you mean?
What if this is the whole key? Ignore the symbols. We don't have letters for.
Alfred starts to input the data.
Use only letters from he lies still and leave the rest.
Blank. Yeah. Yeah, I understand. But that would leave the most of the cipher unsolved. I don't see how that's gonna.
Letters are removed from the cipher until the remaining symbols start forming a pattern. The remaining symbols spell a single word: drive. Interior Mayor's garage night, the elevator opens and in walks Batman and Gordon.
Damn. Yeah, he's got a car.
The mayor has 8 parked down here. The Fast and the Furious guys would love this place.
Yes, it's good to be the mayor. Where to even start? You sure this isn't a Leap Drive community?
You don't trust me?
You mean like you trust me? It's been 2 years now and I don't even know who you are, man.
There.
Jammed into the tires of one of the cars are a pair of garden scissors. Batman pulls them out and the tire goes flat. The scissors are covered in old blood. Batman and Gordon start checking the car for prints.
What are we looking for?
A USB port.
USB?
Batman opens the center console. He looks inside and then looks up to Gordon.
What?
Batman reaches into the console and pulls out a small drive. He holds it up to Gordon. It has the mayor's severed thumb attached to it.
Thumb drive.
Jesus.
Gordon plugs the drive in, but it's locked.
It's encrypted.
Batman holds up the thumb.
Try this.
This just bums Gordon out. Gordon touches the drive and a small slide draws back. It's a fingerprint encoded.
Oh, this guy's hilarious.
Gordon scans the print and the drive opens.
Oh, well.
The screen is flooded with pictures. The mayor with his arm around a girl in a short dress, her face peppered with bruises.
So much for family values.
Who is she?
No idea, but that's the Penguin, Carmine Falcone's right hand.
I know who he is.
The notification pops up on screen as the images whoosh by.
What was that?
The screen is filled with email sent notifications.
Shit, the drive. It sent out the photos from my account. Gotham Post, Gazette, GC1, all of them. Jesus. I'm gonna catch hell for this. Pete's gonna bust a gasket.
He lies still. About her?
Maybe. That's the Iceberg Lounge. It's under the shoreline lofts where Falcone was holed up. Never get in there without a warrant.
Yeah.
Exterior Iceberg Lounge an hour later. A train rumbles past. Batman walks through the rain towards the entrance. Interior Iceberg Lounge moments later. The door opens and there stands Batman.
Know who I am.
Yeah, you got an idea.
I want to see the Penguin.
I don't know what you're talking about, pal.
The bouncer closes the door. A moment later, it opens and the bouncer has just been joined by his twin.
Well, twin. I'm not playing both of my twins, am I? Nar.
What's the problem?
Says he wants to see the Penguin.
Penguin? There's no penguin here.
That's what I tried to tell him.
Get out of here, freak. You hear me? Or that little suit's gonna get all full of blood.
Mine or yours?
Batman clocks him in the jaw, dropping them to the ground and walking inside.
Get him!
I saw the whole thing.
He's over there.
What is your problem?
Sitting on the bench.
Batman marches into the club. He reaches a stairway to the dance floor when one of the twins grabs his shoulder. Batman hits him twice and throws him down the stairs. He kicks the twin into another guard. Batman fights off a few more security. Batman jumps down to the stairs and keeps fighting off members of the Penguin security. Batman gets his with a bat, but jerks it from the man's grip and makes him eat it. Batman uses the weapon to knock out the other guard. A grizzled man, Mackenzie, aims a gun at Batman.
Hey, put the bat down or I'll blow your head off.
Batman throws the bat at him, breaking his nose. Batman takes a shot, blast to the back. The twins stand above him, aiming their guns at him. But Batman uses his grapnel and fires it through one of the twins' legs, pulling him to the ground. Someone walks up behind Batman and turns, ready to keep the fight going.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Take it easy, sweetheart. You looking for me? I see you met the twins. Boy, you're everything you say, ain't you? I guess we both are. How you doing? I'm Oz.
Oz extends a hand for Batman to shake. Batman puts his weapon back into his gauntlet, never taking his eyes off Penguin. Oh, sorry. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Oz offices minutes later. Oz looks through the photos of Mayor.
Who is she?
I really don't know, Chief. I might have been coming out at the same time, but I wasn't rolling with them.
Penguin throws down the photos. Batman turns at approaching footsteps. Selena walks in the office holding a tray. She stops at the sight of Batman.
It's okay, baby. Mr. Vengeance here. You don't bite. Come on.
Selena crosses to Penguin. He takes off the envelope and the tray and looks through it. It's full of money. He hands Selena a small pack of drops. She puts a drink down on the table.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Selena recognizes the girl in the photo but tries to hide it, but Batman clocks it. Selena leaves.
Here you go, champ.
Penguin hands Batman back to the stack of photos.
I want to know who she is. And what she has to do with this murder.
Whose murder?
The mayor's.
Penguin looks at the photos again.
Oh, is that the mayor? Oh, shit, it is. Look at that.
Batman grabs Penguin and slams him into the window.
Don't make me hurt you.
You better watch it. You know my reputation.
Yeah, I do. Do you?
Look, I'm just a proprietor, okay? I mean, what people do here ain't got nothing to do with me.
Batman sees Selena in the mirror peeking back into the office. She slinks out of sight.
I'll tell you one thing. Whoever she is, she's one hot chick. Well, why don't you ask Mitchell's wife? Maybe she knows. What, too soon?
Batman looks back at the photo and sees a recognizable pair of boots, the same boots Selena was just wearing. Batman leaves to follow the lead.
You'll let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Exterior Iceberg Lounge, a figure watches the club from across the street as Selena runs into the rain.
Taxi! Taxi!
She flags down a cab and jumps inside the cab, drives away. Bruce starts up his motorcycle and follows. Interior cab moments later, Selena sits on the phone. Selena on the phone.
Hey, it's me. Baby, what's wrong? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Slow down. Slow down. On the news? Okay. No. No, stay there. Wait for me. Okay, wait for me. I'm on my way home. Listen, baby, we're going to get out. We're going to get the hell out of here. I promise. We have to leave tonight. We will.
Whoever she's talking to disconnects. She doesn't notice Bruce following her. Exterior Selena's apartment building minutes later. Bruce's point of view. He scans the building and finds Selena's apartment. Selena rushes into the kitchen and is greeted by the woman from a photo, Annika. She points Selena towards the news.
Photos of murdered Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. with a younger mystery woman. In a shocking development, the police believe the photos themselves.
Annika is upset. Selena leaves her behind for a moment and makes her towards a small cupboard. Selena pulls out a bottle and brings it back to her. Annika takes a drink and Selena tries to comfort her. Annika nods. Bruce watches, ignoring the rain. Selena leaves her and makes her way to a room, shedding her coat on the walk. Bruce lowers his binoculars for a moment, then moves over to get a better view.
Now they urge her to contact the GCPD.
Selena strips off her top and boots, cats circling her feet. Selena grabs a black bodysuit, walks it to the bed. She slips it on, slipping it tight. She grabs a bag and makes her way to the window. Selena climbs through the window, flips off the fire escape, catches the level below her, and drops casually to the streets below. Bruce hurries off the roof. Exterior Gotham streets. Moments later, a garage door opens and Selena rides her motorcycle into the night. Bruce jumps on his bike and gives chase. Interior Mayoral Manor night. Selena drops a rope through the skylight and descends silently. Selena searches the frame of a nearby map and finds a secret switch. With a click, the map drops, revealing a hidden safe. Selena crouches, unrolls her tools. She assembles them and slots her drilling device into the safe door. She drills for a moment, then slides in a viewing device. She turns the tumbler on the safe door and watches it unlock from her viewer. She opens the safe door.
You're pretty good at that.
Batman holsters his grapnel. Selena grabs a passport from the safe, turns and kicks at him, barely missing. She lets loose with a fury of kicks. Batman only stops her on kick 6, but he doesn't stop her for long. She flips over him, kicks at his head before landing and sweeping at his feet. Batman moves out of range. Selena rises, eyeing something. She runs off a wall, trying once again to kick at him. Batman catches her leg and slams her down the table. She breathes heavily, struggling to free herself from his grip. Batman pulls a passport from her grip.
Give me that.
Batman walks off and starts reading. Selena struggles to grab the passport back from him, but Batman holds her back.
Costs a lot, Annika. You heard her? That's why you killed him.
Oh, please. Just give me the damn...
Batman grabs Selena, ducks around the wall, and shushes her. A flashlight shines in the room behind them as Officer Martinez walks through the room. Martinez sees nothing, so he leaves. After a moment, Batman releases Selena.
Listen, honey, you got it all wrong, okay? I didn't kill anybody. I'm here for my friend. She's trying to get the hell out of here. and this son of a bitch stole her passport.
What does she know?
Whatever it is, it's got her so spooked she won't even tell me.
She did seem upset.
Selena shoots him a look.
Back at your place. Let's go talk to her.
Batman hands her the passport. After a moment, Selena takes it. Exterior Gotham streets minutes later. Batman and Selena ride through the city. Interior Selena's apartment minutes later. Selena arrives at the front door, but it's already open.
Honey!
Selena rushes inside. Batman follows her behind her calmly.
Baby? Honey? Honey!
The apartment has been trashed. Batman walks around inspecting the scene. The news plays on TV.
It's gonna be cool this evening. It's gonna be down into the 40s.
Batman looks at the mail on the counter, reading her name. Selena Kyle.
More breaking news this hour as the city is rocked by a second high-profile murder in as many nights. And this time, the killer has come forward to claim credit online.
Selena storms back in.
Jesus, what are they gonna do to her? She's just a kid. Shit, they took my phone.
His victim, longtime head of the Gotham City PD, Commissioner Pete Savage, was found dead earlier tonight inside the Police Athletic League facilities in the Tri-Corner area. The killer posted the following message on social media, and we have to warn you, the video is very disturbing.
Batman and Selena watch the screen as the news starts the clip. On screen, a question mark is painted on the wall. After a beat, the Riddler steps into frame.
Hello, people of Gotham. This is the Riddler speaking. On Halloween night, I killed your mayor because he was not who he pretended to be. But I am not done.
Riddler aims the camera to Commissioner Savage with a plexiglass maze on his head.
Here is another.
Riddler zooms in on a cage of rats attached to the maze.
Who will soon be losing face.
Commissioner Savage has tape over his mouth reading, "No more lies."
I will kill again and again and again until our day of judgment, when the truth about our city will finally be unmasked. Goodbye.
The Riddler footage is replaced with the image of Commissioner Savage.
Commissioner Savage served a distinguished career on this GCPD.
Holy shit. They seen the guy too. At the club.
The Iceberg Lounge.
44 Blue.
Who's that?
Club within the club. The real club. It's a mob hangout.
Selena grabs a bottle of milk from the fridge and pours herself a glass.
Is that where you work? Selena?
No. No. I just work the bar upstairs, but I've seen him come in.
Who?
A lot of guys that shouldn't be there. I can tell you that. Your basic upstanding citizen types.
You're gonna help me on this. For your friend.
Batman looks down at the 3 cats circling his feet.
You got a lot of cats.
I have a thing for strays.
You're not safe here.
Take care of myself.
Batman leaves.
2 public figures now dead in just the last 2 nights, and only days before the election. Police and city officials are left searching for a killer and hoping to find him before he kills again.
Interior GCP morgue an hour later. Gordon opens the morgue drawer and pulls out Savage's body. Gordon pulls back the sheet.
He waited for him at the gym. Pete always liked to work out late at night when no one else was around.
There's a needle mark on his neck.
Injected him with arsenic.
Rat poison.
Yeah, that seems to be his theme here.
Gordon moves to Batman the head maze.
Look at this thing.
It's a maze.
What kind of demented son of a bitch does this to a person?
Batman shines a UV light into the maze and more symbols light up.
More symbols. It's another cipher.
He blasted these out after his message went viral.
Gordon shows Batman photos of Savage clearly taking a payment from a shift guy.
Bastard murders you and your reputation.
That guy pushes drops on the East End.
I don't get it. Why would Pete get involved in something like this?
Looks like he got greedy.
Are you kidding me? After everything we did to take down the Maronis, we busted their entire operation, then he caves to some low-life dealer.
Maybe he's not who you thought.
You make it sound like he had it coming.
He was a cop. Crossed the line.
Batman finds a question mark button and presses it. The bottom of the maze opens and there sits another envelope addressed to the Batman. Batman takes the envelope and opens it. Inside is a card with a mad scientist on it.
I'm mad about you. Want to know my name? Just look inside and see.
Batman opens the card. It reads, "But wait, I cannot tell you. It might spoil the chemistry." But below that is more of Riddler's writings.
Follow the maze till you find the rat. Bring him into a light, and you'll find where I'm at.
The hell is that? Bring him into the light, find the rat?
I don't know.
Martinez comes down the stairs.
Lieutenant, they're coming back.
We gotta get out of here. Come on.
Interior Arkham Asylum holding cell night. Batman enters the holding cell facing an unnamed prisoner on the opposite side of a shatterproof glass. The unnamed prisoner stands facing the wall. Batman approaches the glass and drops a case file into the transfer slot. He sends the file to the other side. The unnamed prisoner stands for a beat, getting lost in his own mind. He looks down, taking notice of the file.
Oh, a present.
The unnamed prisoner looks up at Batman, his pale, scarred skin white in the light. His face seems to be marred by a permanent, crooked smile.
It's almost our anniversary, isn't it?
There's a serial killer. I want your perspective.
The unnamed prisoner sighs.
The first anniversary is paper. What makes you think I go so cheap?
Thought you'd be curious.
You think I get off on this stuff?
Don't you?
Do you have any pictures?
The unnamed prisoner chuckles as he sits, taking a look at the file. His head is scarred and his hair is a sickly green. Batman sits as unnamed prisoner opens the file and starts through the details. He laughs to himself as he reads up on the Riddler.
Violence is so baroque.
Another chuckle.
He likes his little puzzles, doesn't he? So meticulous.
The unnamed prisoner spreads his hands across the drive cipher, his nails bloody and chewed.
He's been planning this his whole life. I know who he is.
Who? Who is he?
He's a nobody. He wants to be somebody. The mayor, the commissioner. Yeah. He's got it.
You think his motive is political?
Oh, no. No. This is very, very personal. He feels these people all wronged him. Probably goes way back. Unhealed wounds, stolen lunch money.
Why is he writing to me?
Maybe he's a fan of yours.
The unnamed prisoner giggles.
Or maybe he's got a grudge against you too. Maybe you're the main course. Any theories?
Not yet.
Really? You're normally so ahead of the curve.
He chuckles again, building a little.
Something's different this time. This is very, upsetting to you?
Let's get back to it.
Why? You are so much more fun.
I'm not here to talk about me.
What are you here to talk about?
I want to know how he thinks.
Oh, you know exactly how he thinks. Have you read this file?
The unnamed prisoner slams the file and pushes it back into the slot.
You two have so much in common. Masked adventures.
The unnamed prisoner mimics a crowd cheering.
He's even more righteous.
Batman just stares.
Are you afraid he makes you look soft?
The unnamed prisoner laughs.
You're wasting my time.
Batman takes the file back and turns to leave. He fails to notice that the prisoner has stolen a paperclip from the file. He crosses to the door and pushes the call button.
Oh. Back to what I really think.
The unnamed prisoner leans forward, his chemical burned, scarred face coming into the light.
I think you really don't care about his motives. Whether he loves or hates you, I think somewhere deep down, you're just terrified because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
The unnamed prisoner cackles, his laughter echoing as the door opens and Batman leaves. The unnamed prisoner keeps laughing as the cell door is shut, leaving him alone once again. Interior abandoned apartment night, Selena puts Batman camera contacts lenses in.
Oh.
She blinks away the tears.
I don't know about these things.
I need to see in there. This hunting ground.
Hey, why am I starting to feel like a fish on a hook? I'm just looking for Annika.
Batman is busy calibrating his system.
Boy, you're a real sweetheart. You really don't care what happens to me in there tonight, do you?
Batman turns to face her. He steps closer to her, looking deeply into her eyes.
Look at me.
They lock eyes for a long moment.
Looks good. Here.
He hands her an earpiece. She sighs and takes it, slipping it into her ear. Interior Iceberg Lounge minutes later, Selena marches through the Iceberg Lounge on a mission. Interior abandoned apartment, same. Batman is smoothing out the picture from the lenses. He tweaks a few systems, then the signal gets clear. Interior Iceberg Lounge dressing room continuous. Selena walks through.
I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Selena continues down the hall before entering. Interior Iceberg Lounge, Oz's office. Oz stands there a little surprised to see her.
Oh, what's up, doll? You look tense.
I want to work downstairs tonight.
Downstairs? No, you don't want to do that.
I need the money.
Baby, it's a bunch of jackals down there. They'll be all over you.
I'll be fine.
I'm telling you, I tried me crazy. Look, what do you need?
Oz pulls out his wallet and waddles towards her.
Oz.
I don't mind. Come on. Don't you know how I feel about you by now? I'd do anything for you.
Oz.
She stares at him for a long beat.
I don't want your money.
What? Not good enough for you?
He puts his wallet away and shuffles back to his table. He moves her hand to a pass key, but snatches away at the last moment. She glares.
I know you don't see it yet, honey. Nobody does. But Falcone, he ain't gonna be around forever.
Batman watches from his monitor recording.
One day, this city's gonna be mine.
She takes the pass key and walks off. Interior Iceberg Lounge, lower levels. Moments later, Selena marches towards the door. Kenzie, his nose bandaged, stops her. Hey, where are you going? Selena holds up the access pass.
Hospitality.
That's one of the guys that got into it the other night. Looks like I broke his nose.
Kenzie takes her card and opens the door to the elevator. Batman pulls up his file.
Kenzie William. He's an off-duty cop.
The elevator door closes.
Are you sure no one can see me with these things in my eyes?
Don't worry, I'm watching you.
Interior 44 below. Moments later, the elevator door opens and Selena steps out. She works her way through the crowd. Her contacts are scanning identities.
Don't look away. I need time to make IDs.
Great.
She looks more intensely at the patrons, letting their identities get scanned in.
These guys have a little problem with eye contact, don't they?
Feels good, doesn't it?
The man pauses Selena as she passes.
Yeah, baby, feels real good.
She walks past a table of folks who are all doing drops.
Jesus, I hate drop beds.
Really? Because when I first saw you, looked like you were dealing for Penguin.
You don't know what you're talking about. Can we not? Can we not do this right now?
Selena walks past the drop heads and a man at the table locks eyes with her. She tries to look away.
Wait, who was that?
Oh, I saw him.
Look back.
If I look back, it's going to be a whole can of worms.
I need to see his face.
Jesus.
Selena stops and looks back at the man, putting on a fake smile. Doc Colson, high on drops, is still looking at her.
That's the DA. Bill Colson.
Colson stands.
Yeah, she is.
And he's coming over. Are you happy?
Talk to him.
Colson smiles as he reaches her.
Hey, how you doing? I'm gonna sit back down now. This is as much as my legs could take, but I did it. I'm Gil.
Hey, aren't you the DA?
Yeah.
Wow, I've seen you on TV.
Is that right? I haven't seen you around here before. It's a hell of a time to be the new girl. Because people are all a little on edge.
Oh, honey, I live on the edge.
Is that right? I like that. Do you want to come over?
Sure.
Colson walks Selena back over to his table.
This is Travis.
Hey.
You want to take a seat over there? Richie? Glenn? Oh, hey, I'm also Richie. Sorry.
That's half the DA's office.
You know Carla here, huh?
Hi.
That's Sherry. Don't mind her. She's just taking a break. Drowning our sorrows.
Selena joins them at the table.
You want to drop?
No, I'm good, but you enjoy.
Colson nods and picks up some drops.
Hope you don't mind. I got a lot on my shoulders with that psycho running around.
He's wasted.
Shit.
I like this girl.
Oh, hey, I like you too.
I mean, this Riddler, he's going after the most powerful people in the city. He knows so much.
He doesn't know shit, man.
What are you talking about, Travis? Yeah, he does. What about that rat? Hey, Gil, come on.
Hey, the rat.
Think maybe you had a little too much. Slow down.
Ask him about the rat.
Selena leans in and puts her hand on Colson's knee.
Hey, what's this about a rat?
I mean, no, okay. I wasn't gonna be able to stand for that one. There was a rat. We had an informant. We had a big time information on Salvatore Maroni. That's how we got him out of the drops business.
He's talking about the Maroni case.
But if this guy knows, it's gonna come out. And when it does, this whole city's gonna come apart.
Okay, I don't want to hear this. This is the kind of pillow talk that got that Russian girl disappeared.
What do you know about that?
Anybody want
a drink?
I want a drink. Yeah, girl.
Keep
Jumped on your line for it.
Sherry gets up to go to the bar and Selena follows.
Wait, where are you going?
Where's Annika? She knows Annika.
No, stay on DA.
I told you that I'm looking for my friend.
Selena approaches Sherry at the bar.
Where's Annika?
Out of my face. I don't know you.
Yeah, but you know her. Who took her? What have you heard? Is she okay?
Jesus Christ, keep your voice down. What, you got a death wish?
Hey, what's the problem, ladies?
Selena ducks her head.
There's no problem. It's just girl talk.
Let's keep it festive down here, all right?
Sure thing, Oz.
Batman's point of view. Oz walks out of the darkness with a tall man at his side. Carmine Falcone. His ID is being the head of the Falcone crime syndicate. Interior 44 below continuous. Falcone looks at Selena.
Hey.
Hey.
Been a long time since I've seen you down here. How you been?
Yeah, I've been okay.
Selena seems shaken just at the sight of Falcone.
I was just heading back upstairs.
Well, don't be a stranger.
Falcone walks away as Selena makes a beeline for the door. Colson looks after Selena. Interior 44 below, bathroom continuous. Selena walks in and stops in front of the mirror.
You know Carmine Falcone.
Told you it's a mob spot.
You didn't tell me you had a relationship with him.
I don't have a relationship with him, okay?
That's what it looked like.
Forget it.
Selena moves forward and pulls out the contact lens.
Wait, what are you doing?
Listen, I can't do this anymore.
No.
Her signal buzzes to static. Exterior Iceberg Lounge night. Selena runs outside from a car down the street. Someone watches.
Taxi!
Colson walks out after her.
Hey! I lost you in there.
Selena doesn't have time for this.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Oh, you need a ride? That's me right there.
Colson points to his car. Selena thinks about it for a moment.
Taxi!
Sitting down, I'm good. I hope I'll see you around.
Colson turns and unlocks his car. Interior Colson's car continuous. Colson sits and sighs. He wipes the condensation off his windshield. The Riddler sits up in the back seat. Colson looks at the passenger seat and sees his headrest. He turns to look at the back seat, coming face to face with the Riddler. Riddler cracks him in the head with a carpet tool. Colson falls against the horn. Riddler pulls out the tape and rips off a strip. Riddler pulls Colson back and puts the tape over his mouth. Riddler pulls out a large collar and locks it around Colson's neck. Colson struggles against it.
Just hold still.
Riddler activates the collar and Colson whimpers. Riddler pulls out another strip of tape. Exterior abandoned building dusk. Gordon drives up into a construction site and steps into the elevator. Exterior abandoned building, upper level dusk. Gordon walks across the half-built floor to the signal. He turns it off. Batman steps from the shadows.
Do you know about a confidential informant in the Maroni case?
Yeah, sure, there was.
That's the rat we're looking for. Somehow Riddler knows who he is. If we find a rat, maybe it'll lead us to him.
Where are you getting this?
I have a source who spoke to DA tonight. Gil's very nervous. I think the killer's targeting people close to the case.
I worked that case.
Riddler's not after you.
How do you know?
You're not corrupt.
Colson's dirty?
This upsets Gordon.
Maybe I go after him. Lean on him, give him up the rat.
It's too dangerous. They made a secret deal with this guy. Who knows how many people it touches? Politicians, police, the courts. Could tear the whole city apart.
Jesus, this is a powder keg.
And the Riddler's the match.
Into your Batcave an hour later, Bruce listens to the playback.
You know Carmine Falcone.
I told you it was a mob spot.
You didn't tell me you had a relationship with him.
I don't have a relationship.
Bruce rewinds.
You didn't tell me you had a relationship with him.
I don't have a relationship with him, okay?
Bruce rewinds again. Alfred walks up behind him.
See?
Bruce turns to face him.
She a new friend of yours?
I'm not so sure.
Looks like you upset her. Should we take this as a good sign?
What?
You're tired. Is Bruce Wayne making an actual appearance?
There's a public memorial for Mayor Mitchell. Serial killers like to follow reactions to their crimes. Riddler might not be able to resist.
Oh, that reminds me. I'm taking liberty of doing a little work on this last cipher. The one from the rat maze.
Alfred unfolds a piece of paper and hands it to Bruce.
I'm afraid his Spanish is not perfect. But I'm fairly certain it translates to "You are El Rata Alta."
Rata alata. Rat with wings.
It's slang for pigeon. Does that mean anything to you?
Yeah. A stool pigeon.
Where are your cufflinks?
Couldn't find him.
Alfred starts taking off his cufflinks.
You can't go out like that.
Alfred, I don't want your cufflinks.
You have to keep up appearances. You're still a Wayne.
Bruce looks at the cufflinks emblazoned with the Wayne family crest.
What about you? Are you a Wayne?
Your father gave me one.
Interior Bruce's car minutes later. Bruce drives towards the funeral. Protesters hold signs.
No more lies. No
more lies. No more lies.
The police are holding them back as best as they can. An officer waves Bruce to the front of the building.
Mr. Wayne. All right. You're going straight down there.
Bruce pulls to a stop and steps out of the car.
Is that Bruce Wayne?
The reporters spring to life and start taking photos like crazy.
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne, Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
Bruce looks down the line of cars and sees Oz holding an umbrella.
Hold it. You good, fellas? Good.
Oz opens the car door.
You're good, Mr. Falcone.
Out steps Falcone. He reaches a hand back and a woman takes it. Bruce looks at her boots, which looks like Selena's. He looks up but can't see her face. Bruce walks up the stairs towards them, trying to see Selena. Bruce is almost there, but he's stopped by Oz.
Hey, give us a wide berth there, would you, Slick?
Falcone looks back. The woman he's with is not Selena.
Hey, watch it, fellas. You got the prince of the city there. Some event, huh? Brought out the one guy in the city more reclusive than me.
Don't you never leave the shoreline? Aren't you afraid someone will take a shot at you?
Why? 'Cause your father ain't around? Oz. You know Bruce Wayne.
Oh, is that right?
His father saved my life. I got shot in the chest. Right there. I couldn't go to no hospital, so we showed up on his doorstep, operated right on the dining room table. Kid here, he saw the whole thing. Up on the stairs looking down. I remember your face. You don't think that meant something? He did that.
It meant he took the Hippocratic Oath.
Hippocratic Oath. That's good.
Excuse me.
Bruce walks past them and Falcone laughs. Interior Gotham Church. Moments later, people enter past the protester. Bruce looks around the room, keeping an eye out for anyone suspicious. The entire upper balcony is packed with armed police officers.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming to today's memorial for our beloved mayor, Don Mitchell Jr. Our program will begin shortly.
3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, A protester tries to slip past the barricade, but is stopped by an officer. The officer shoves the protester back.
As a reminder, the family asks that those wishing to honor the mayor's memory consider a donation to the cause most dear to his heart, the Gotham Renewal Fund, our city's safety net.
Bruce stops as an angry protester starts speaking to him.
What's good a safety net doesn't catch anybody. Didn't help my daughter when she needed it. I can tell you that. The guy was just another rich scum sucker. He got what he deserved.
He turns to Bruce.
Know what I mean? Hey, don't I know you?
Bruce Wayne,
Bella walks up behind Bruce and smiles.
why haven't you called me back?
I'm sorry.
I'm Bella Real. I'm running for mayor. I wouldn't be bothering you here, but your people keep telling me you're unavailable. Will you walk with me?
Bruce looks back at the angry protesters as they walk off.
Mr. Wayne, you know this really could be doing more for this city. Your family has a history of philanthropy, but as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything. If I'm elected, I want to change that.
At the front of the service, Mitchell's wife is talking to the priest.
Thank you. My God.
Bruce sees Mitchell's son and can't look away.
I'm gonna go pay my respects. Will you wait for me? I want to continue this.
Bella walks up to the widow, Mitchell.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Mitchell's son looks back and sees Bruce.
Thank you.
Gordon walks up to talk to a few of the other officers, among them Chief Mackenzie.
Excuse me, Chief, can I talk to you? Gil Colson is missing.
What?
He hasn't been heard from since last night.
Christ, not again.
Officer Martinez smiles and waves.
Hey, Mr. Wayne.
Gordon looks at Bruce.
Of course it was you. You got people looking for him, Jim?
Sent a couple guys to his house. Nothing.
What does his wife say?
She hadn't heard from him.
There's a commotion outside, people screaming, people start standing, trying to find the source. There's a loud bang, everyone is on their feet. Bruce looks back at Mitchell's son. There's another bang from outside, and Bruce turns, noticing a shadowy figure on the balcony above, watching him instead of the chaos. But before Bruce can say or do anything else, an SUV crashes through the entrance of the church. Bruce turns and rushes towards Mitchell's son. The SUV crashes through the church pews. Bruce tackles the boy out of the way as the SUV pops up on the stairs to the altar and comes to a stop. People clamber out of the way. The figure from the balcony smiles and leaves. Bruce turns to the SUV as cops swarm the scene.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car and show your hands. Get out.
The door pops open. Hands poke out of the top of the open door.
Get him up. Get out. Show him.
Colson stumbles out of the car. His mouth is still taped and he's got an elaborate collar around his neck.
Christ, it's Colson. There's a bomb around his neck.
Colson shakes his head, trying to calm them down. A phone rings and everyone screams. Colson holds up his hand, a phone taped to it, and the phone is ringing. The tape on his mouth reads, "No more lies." On his chest is another envelope, to the Batman. Colson nods and points to the envelope.
Let's clear this place out now.
We've got to get this place cleared out.
People rush out, fighting off panic. Bruce stands eyes on Colson. Interior Gotham Church, an hour later, a bomb-diffusing robot moves towards Colson. The phone still ringing. Colson looks eye to camera with Colson. The GCPD turns on the camera, getting a live feed. Colson hears something.
What's he looking at?
Colson looks into the shadows and out walks Batman. Exterior Gotham Church continues. A SWAT officer at the door looks at Batman in fear.
Holy shit.
Are you kidding me? What the hell is he doing? Gordon, your guy's gonna get himself killed in there.
Gordon watches the feed. Interior Gotham Church, Batman walks up to Colson. Batman pulls the tape from his mouth.
Please. He made me do it. I'm so sorry. He told me if... I'm so sorry.
Looks like the combination lock.
Can't we just cut it off?
Not if you want to keep your head.
Batman pulls the envelope off his chest and opens it. The front reads, "In these trying times, never forget." On the inside, "I'm just a phone call away. Answer." Colson holds up the phone. Batman presses accept call. On the screen, a large question mark.
You came.
Who are you?
Me? I'm nobody. I'm just an instrument, here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city.
Unmask?
Yes. Let's do it together, okay? I've been trying to reach you. You're part of this too.
I'm not a part of this.
You'll see.
Exterior Gotham Church continuous. Mackenzie and Gordon are watching the footage.
Hey, Chief, you better take a look at this.
Mackenzie and Gordon look up at the TV screens.
Say hello to my followers. We're live.
The news is playing a live feed of the Riddler's side of the video call.
They're here to watch our little trial. At the moment, the man across from you, Mr. Colson, is dead.
Interior Gotham Church, Colson sobs.
Jesus, can we get somebody out here?
But wait a minute.
This psycho's gonna kill me!
Shut up! You deserve to be dead after what you did. You hear me?
Okay.
The Riddler groans comically before giggling.
I'm giving you a chance. No one ever gave me a chance.
Colson turns the phone to himself.
Now, ever since I was a child, I've always loved little puzzles. For me, they are a retreat from the horrors of the world. Maybe they can bring some comfort to you too, Mr. Colson.
You want me to do puzzles?
Yes. 3 riddles in 2 minutes. You give me the answers, I'll give you the code for the lock. Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you want me to?
The timer on Colson's collar starts counting down and he whimpers.
Riddle number 1. It can be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it's violence you may find.
Wait, what, can you repeat that? Cruel, poetic?
Justice.
Huh?
The answer's justice.
Justice?
Yes!
Oh my God.
Justice! And you were supposed to be an arm of justice in this city, along with the late mayor and police commissioner. Were you not, Mr. Colson?
Of course. Of course, of course.
Riddle number 2. If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The price?
Bribes.
Oh God, bribes?
He's asking you how much it costs for you to turn your back.
58 seconds.
How much?
Nothing.
How much?
10 grand. 10 G's a month. I get a monthly payment. Just not to prosecute certain cases.
What cases?
He didn't ask me that. Come on, you. 10 grand.
Colson looks back to the phone.
That's my answer. It's 10 grand.
Riddler laughs.
Okay. Don't lose your head, Mr. Colson. Just one more to go before your time runs out. Last riddle. Since your justice is so select, please tell us which vermin you're paid to protect.
Which vermin?
The rat. The informant you all protect from the Salvatore Maroni case.
How do you know about that?
What's his name?
20 seconds.
No.
He's gonna kill you.
I'm a dead man either way. You're talking to a dead man, okay? If I go out this way, it's just me. But if I give over that name, I have family, people I love. He'll kill them too.
Batman grabs him.
Who will?
People are watching.
What people? It's so much bigger than you could ever...
5, 4,
God have mercy on me.
3, goodbye!
The caller beeps rapidly and detonates. Batman is thrown across the church. Officers rush in as Batman loses consciousness. Enters GCPD holding cell an hour. Hour later, a medic shined a light into Batman. Officer 3. Oh.
Okay. What do you think he's under there? Who do you think is under there?
Take it easy.
I want to see.
What's that thing, leather?
What's he got in his eyes?
Who cares? I want to see his face.
What are we doing here? Let's just take it off. Hey.
The officer reaches for Batman's mask and tries to pull it off. Batman springs to his feet and pushes them off. He pushes a dozen officers aside. Gordon jumps in between them all.
Hey, relax, goddammit.
You're protecting this guy, Jim. He interfered in an active hostage situation. Colson's blood is on his hands.
Maybe he's on yours.
Well, what do you say? What? Yeah.
He would rather die than talk. What was he afraid of?
You? You son of a bitch.
Mackenzie gets in Batman's face.
You have any idea what kind of trouble you're in? You could be an accessory to murder.
One of the officers reaches over and grabs one of Batman's ears.
Why are we playing games?
Batman turns and knocks him back. Batman fights off the cops as they start surging towards him.
Get him! Come on!
Gordon grabs Batman and forces him against the walls of the cell.
Back off. Back off.
Great. Now I got you on assaulting an officer.
You got me on assaulting 3.
Gordon pushes Batman back against the cage, getting in his face.
Hey, what's the matter with you? This isn't the way to do this.
You two now?
Let me handle this, Chief. Just give me a minute.
You're gonna put yourself on the line for this scumbag, Jim?
Just give me a minute. I'll get him to cooperate.
Okay. Give him the room. 2 minutes.
The other cop files out of the room. Gordon paces around the table as Mackenzie closes the door. Gordon gets up close to Batman and punches him in the chest. He whispers to Batman.
You listen to me. We got to get you out of here.
Doug put a lot of heat on you.
Well, you punched me in the face. Take this key through that door, hallway to the stairs that go to the roof.
From the officer's perspective, Gordon is tearing into Batman.
Hey, what the hell is going on here?
Batman looks out at the officers.
Hey, what's going on?
Who's the mustache with the broken nose?
That's Kenzie, narcotics.
He's one of the guys that got into it at the Iceberg Lounge.
What are you saying? Kenzie moonlights for the Penguin?
Or he moonlights as a cop.
Gordon turns to look at Kenzie. As he turns back, Batman reaches up and punches him in the jaw.
Jesus Christ.
Go!
Batman runs out of the holding cell and locks it behind him.
Somebody stop him.
Interior GCPD hallway moments later. Batman pushes past an officer in full-on sprint. A wave of police officers fill the hallway behind him. Batman reaches the stairway and uses his grapnel. Batman is lifted into air as the officers shoot after him. Exterior GCPD roof moments later. Batman pushes through the door and rushes across the roof. He jumps up on the gargoyle's head. Batman gasps at the height. He pulls a small tab in his costume and a wingsuit slides around him. He's now a flying squirrel. He fastens it down as officers flood the roof. Travis.
Yes, sir. There he is.
Freeze! Batman drops off the roof, catching the wind. He flies away from GCPD as he gets closer to the ground. Batman pulls his parachute. The parachute gets caught on a bridge and Batman slams into the underside of it, bouncing off the roof of the bus. He totally fucked this whole part up. Batman slams in the hood of the car and then a pile of trash before rolling to a stop on the street. He groans in pain as he gets to his feet, running off. Interior. Abandoned building, upper level, an hour later. Batman looks over the city, the signals shining behind him. The elevator door opens and out steps Gordon.
Could have at least pulled that punch, man.
I did.
Bach put out an APB on you. You really think he's in on this?
I don't trust any of them. Do you?
I only trust you.
What's the narcotics cop doing with Falcone's right-hand man?
Colson said cops protect the rat. Maybe Kenzie's part of it.
Think Penguin's the rat?
His club caters to the mob. Maroney practically lived there. Penguin would have been privy to a lot of dirt. DA was a regular too. Maybe Penguin got himself into a jam and working a deal was his only way out.
The Rada Alada.
What?
Riddler's latest. Decipher in the maze. Means a rat with wings, like a stool pigeon.
A penguin's got wings too.
Time for me to have another conversation with him.
Well, what about the Riddler? He's going to kill again.
It's all connected. Like it or not, it's his game now. I want to find Riddler. Gotta find a rat.
Exterior, Iceberg Lounge, night. A few guys are stepping out of the car into the rain. They carry with them huge bags.
Kenzie and the twins coming your way.
There's Penguin.
I wonder what's in the bags. You want to move in?
Let's follow.
Exterior, recycling plant. Minutes later, Oz drives towards the plant. He drives ahead and comes to a stop. Gordon parks across the street.
They stopped at Waterfront Street, the recycling plant.
I'm here.
Batman watches from the rooftop as Oz walks inside, flanked by his men.
How you doing? How you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah, well, I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Let's get out of this deluge.
Batman walks across the roof and finds a skylight. He sees Oz overlooking a deal.
Drug lab. Drops. This is a buy.
Looks like they got Maroney's operation up and running again.
Or they never shut it down at all.
Well, what are you saying? The biggest drug bust in GCPD history was a fraud?
Batman looks over the side of the building and sees Selena pulling up on her motorcycle. Selena gets off the bike, pulls down her mask, and retrieves a grapnel hook.
This just got complicated.
What do you mean?
Exterior recycling plant moments later. Bouncer Twin 1 stands under an umbrella. He feels something sling around his ankles. Suddenly, he's pulled off his feet. Bouncer number 2 looks back, not seeing his brother anymore.
Hey, what happened? You all right?
Selena steps out and swings her grapnel through the air. She kicks the gun from Bouncer Head 2's hand and kicks him across the face. She opens the trunk of Oz's car and opens one of the largest bags. It's full of money.
Dangerous crowd you're stealing from.
Jesus, is this how you get your kicks, hun? Sneaking up on girls in the dark?
Is that why you work in the club? It was all just a score.
I would love to sit and go over every gory detail with you, Bat Boy, but those assholes are coming back.
Selena unzips another bag and sees Annika, dead, stuffed into the bag. Gunfire rings out and bounces off Batman's head. He drops to the ground as Oz makes his way towards them, firing a small machine gun. Selena ducks behind the trunk, staying out of sight. Interior Gordon's car. Gordon flips his car into gear.
Jesus.
Gordon drives towards the gunfire. Exterior recycling plant continuous. Selena looks at Batman on the ground. Oz stops firing at them and starts shooting at Gordon. Gordon screeches to a halt and jumps out of the car, firing back. Gordon drops one of Oz's guns, then drops to reload. Oz steps around the side of the car and back where Batman fell, he reloads his gun.
Hey, vengeance!
He fires off a few rounds.
You think you can come after my money, huh?
Oz makes it around the back of the car, but Selena's gone. So is Batman. An engine roars to life behind Oz as he turns to see it. The thruster fires behind the car, backlighting it ominously. Its engine revs, glowing red. Everyone stops and turns at the sound. Oz even looks a little afraid. The car lurches forward and Oz takes off, as does Selena.
Get the motor!
Kenzie does what he's told, running for the bags. Oz jumps in the car and turns it on. He takes off before Kenzie can get inside.
Hey, what the?
Oz drives away, followed closely by the Batmobile. It skids out after Oz. Selena rides up to Kenzie on her motorcycle and clips him, knocking his legs out from under him. He drops the bag. Selena whips the bike around and grabs one of them, taking off. Exterior Gotham streets. A moment later, the Batmobile races after Oz. Oz sees it approaching close, but he manages to get away. Batman makes a tight turn, not letting Oz get too far away. The Batmobile whips past Oz's bumper, barely missing him.
Whoa!
Oz can see the headlights in his rear view.
Come on, come on!
The Batmobile bumps Oz's car, jostling him.
That's crazy!
He's rammed again.
Come on, hey!
Oz races towards the freeway. He swerves all over the road, trying his best to keep the Batmobile behind him. It pulls up next to him, and Oz rolls down the window, grabbing his gun and opens fire. None of the shots pierce through the Batmobile. Oz is interrupted by the sound of a truck horn. Batman is on a crash course with it. Oz swerves out of the way, as does Batman. Oz manages to get off on a different exit. Batman whips around and gives chase. Exterior Gotham City freeway continuous. Oz drives down the road, swerving to avoid collisions, which is difficult considering he's going the wrong way down the freeway. He drifts to avoid a car, but still crashes. Oz sees Batman coming up the road for him. Oz slams on the gas and takes off. Oz dodges the truck and finds himself in the proper lane with the regular flow of traffic. Batman barely manages to follow his lead, making it to the other side of the road. Oz starts hitting traffic that he cannot weave around. Surrounded on all sides by semi-trucks, he honks his horn.
Mom, get out of the way!
Batman closes the gap.
Come on!
Oz rear ends his SUV and it spins out. Oz has a semi on his back bumper, honking. Oz screams and slams the brakes. The semi hits him and starts to skid. Batman barely dodges around the crashing trucks, a massive chain reaction taking place. Batman smashes through a concrete tube and continuing on. He hits the booster and races towards the flatbed of a crashing truck. Interior Oz's car continuous. Oz looks behind him as all the trucks explode, engulfing the roadway in flames. He laughs with joy.
I got you! I got you! That thing, a freaking psycho! I got you! I got you!
Bursting through the flames like a bat out of hell comes the Batmobile. It lands with a bounce and keeps pace behind Oz. The smile drops behind Oz's face. The Batmobile slams into the back of Oz's car and it starts flipping end over end. Oz holds on for dear life as the Batmobile screeches to a halt. Oz lands upside down and looks out at the inverted world from his window. In the distance, he sees Batman walking towards him, the street on fire behind him. Batman approaches and crouches down, looking at him. Exterior construction site. Minutes later, Oz is slammed into the wall and a bag is pulled off his head. Gordon joins Batman.
What the hell is this? Good cop, bad shit cop!
Who's the Riddler?
Riddler? How should I know?
Let's make it easy for you, Oz. Cops caught you doing something. They were going to shut you down, put you away, so you gave up a bigger fish to save your ass.
You rattled out Salvatore Maroni, his drops operation.
But the cops, the city officials, the mayor, the DA, they got greedy, right? Wasn't enough. A big career-making bust. They wanted to take over the drops business too, but they needed a minor league mope like you to run it.
You don't just work for Confronting Falcone. You work for them too.
What are you, crazy?
Is that why you killed the girl?
I didn't kill no girl!
We know she worked for you at the 44 Below.
But you got too close, right? Found out from Mitchell that you were the rat, so you killed her. But somehow Riddler found out too. He knows so much about you. You must know about him.
Who is he?
Boy, you guys are a hell of a duet here. Yeah, why don't you start harmonizing? There's only one problem with your little scenario, okay? I ain't no rat! You got any idea what Confronting Falcone would do to me if he heard this kind of talk?
Oh, you don't want to talk about rats, huh? Maybe we can talk about what they did to my partner's face.
Gordon holds up a photo of the commissioner's dead body.
Holy God, what are you showing me here?
This was around his head.
Come on!
Open your eyes. A UL Rata Alada.
A Rata Alada?
Yeah. A rat with wings. A stool pigeon. That's not you? The symbol's in the maze right here. It says you or El Rada Alada.
You El Rada. It says that.
Well, why? You got something to tell us?
Yeah. It's like the worst Spanish I've ever heard.
What?
It's la rata. What is this, Riddler stupid or something? Jesus, look at you two. World's greatest detectives. Am I the only one here who knows the difference between L and La? Jesus, don't have that on your fellas.
Do me a favor, shithead. Shut up.
Gordon turns to Batman.
You think he made a mistake?
He doesn't make mistakes.
Rat with wings? You know what that sounds like to me. A big friggin' bat! Huh? You ever think of that?
You are El Rata.
A beat.
You are El.
Batman opens a computer browser and types in www.elradalada.com. A screen forces itself into Gordon's computer.
Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe he isn't as smart as...
Wait.
A question mark appears on the screen.
Is that him? Holy shit.
Batman types to Riddler.
Did you find him? El Rata Alada.
Yes. Maybe. It's a penguin or rat with wings.
Interesting. You're missing the big picture.
What the hell does that mean? Is he or isn't he?
I need to show you more for you to understand. My next victim is the biggest piece of the puzzle yet.
Victim dead.
He will be soon. Here's a clue to where you can find him. I grew up from a seed.
Tough as a weed, but in a mansion in a slum, I'll never know where I come from. Do you know what I am? Any idea?
Yeah. It's an orphan.
Batman types that in.
An orphan.
Goodbye.
The server disconnects.
Imagine in a slum. He's talking about the old orphanage.
The one that burned down?
It was a part of the Wayne estate. They donated it after they built the tower.
Let's go.
Batman closes the computer and leaves with Gordon, walking past his still restrained Oz.
You guys realize I'm still here, right? You gonna untie me?
Oz waddles very penguin-like after them.
What the hell am I supposed to get out of here? How?
Batman drives off, followed by Gordon.
Hey, you goddamn son of a bitch!
Exterior old orphanage night. Batman and Gordon drive up to the abandoned building. Interior old orphanage moments later. Batman kicks down the door. Gordon draws his gun. On the wall is written the word, welcome.
No guns.
Yeah, man, that's your thing.
They move through the building, their lights catching arrows on the wall to guide their path. They hear a noise up ahead.
What's that?
Someone steps out into the hallway. Caught in their lights, they step back and Batman and Gordon follow.
Hey, hey.
Gordon aims his gun into the room and sees a handful of junkies huddled together.
Dropheads.
Ave Maria floats through the air.
The hell is that?
They reach a door where it all began is painted across it. As they draw closer, they can hear a voice.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wasn't that beautiful?
Interior theater moments later, Batman and Gordon enter seeing a projector. It shows a film on a large screen.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you for coming today. I believe in Gotham. I believe in its promise. But too many have been left behind for too long. And that's why I'm here today.
On screen, Thomas Wayne stands on stage with a small choir of children from the orphanage.
To announce not only my candidacy for mayor, but also the creation of the Gotham Renewal Fund.
Batman watches on.
Win or lose, the Wayne Foundation pledges a $1 billion donation to start a charitable endowment for public works.
Batman looks at the wall. Across it, renewal is a lie.
I want to bypass political gridlock and Get the money to the people and the projects who need it now, like these children behind me.
Gordon points his flashlight upward and notices something.
Sins of the father.
Renewal is about growth. It's about planting seeds and renewing Gotham's promise.
Shall be visited upon this time.
Jesus. His next victim is Bruce Wayne.
Gordon turns and notices Batman is gone. Interior Wayne Tower night, the phone rings. Exterior Gotham Streets moment later. Batman races towards Wayne Tower. Interior Wayne Tower 1 hour ago, Alfred sits opening mail. He notices a heavy letter. It reads, "For Bruce Wayne's eyes only." Alfred opens it. Interior Batmobile night. Batman screams to himself as he drives faster and faster. Interior Wayne Tower 1 hour ago, the phone still rings. Alfred pulls a small gift package out of the letter. Alfred notices the letter on top of the gift for the Batman. Alfred takes notice of the odd material in the envelope and flips it over. On the back, a small tag, fireproof. Alfred's eyes trail to the gift on the other hand. He turns it over and sees a blinking light under the ribbon. Interior Wayne Tower night, the phone still rings. Dory picks up.
Hello?
Interior Batmobile, same time.
Dory, I need to speak to Alfred.
Oh, Mr. Wayne.
Listen to me. Something terrible is going to happen.
Interior Wayne Tower, same time. Dory is trying not to cry.
I'm afraid it already has, sir.
Interior Batmobile, same time. Wayne Tower comes into view and Batman can see the windows have been blown out and it billows smoke. Interior Wayne Tower 1 hour ago, Alfred throws the gift box aside and jumps for cover. It explodes, engulfing the room in a fireball.
About an hour ago.
Interior Wayne Tower night.
I'm so sorry. I've been trying to reach you.
Firemen rush past Dory, still trying to clear the rest of the smoldering debris. Interior Wayne Tower an hour later.
The package was intended for you.
The detective talks to Bruce.
It was a C4 explosive sent in a mailer. We found this too.
He shows Bruce the envelope for the Batman. The detective pulls out a small black card. The only decoration on the front are the pair of yellow eyes. On the inside, "See you in hell." Bruce looks intensely at the card. Interior Alfred's hospital room night. Alfred lies unconscious in the bed. Bruce watches him from the side window. A doctor leaves the room and stands next to him.
We've sedated him. We just have to hope he stabilizes. You should go home, Mr. Wayne. Get some sleep. Is there anyone else to notify?
Next of kin? No. It's just me.
Interior Wayne Tower dusk. Bruce pushes a heavy table aside, clearing the floor. Bruce uses spray paint to help him organize the clue. He lays down photos of the mayor, Commissioner Savage, and Colson. Little by little, he works to connect the dots. He stands and looks at the web beneath him. No more lies. Sins of the father, Colson, Savage, Mitchell. Renewal is a lie. All connected by a big question mark in the middle. Bruce looks at the words, sins of the father, then renewal is a lie. Interior Wayne Tower office. Moments later, Bruce pulls open a file cabinet, looking through the father's old files. Interior Bat Cave. Minutes later, Bruce drops a stack of his father's files on the desk and sits down. On his screen, the sound of a cat is heard. The contact lenses have been turned back on. On it, a cat.
Selena?
Next to the cat, a post-it. Where are you? Selena moves her cat and looks into the lens.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
I need to talk to you. Where can we go?
Exterior abandoned building, upper level, sunrise. Batman looks over the city as the elevator behind him opens. Out walks Selena.
Cat burglar pulling another score.
She pulls off her mask.
What?
Wasn't sure I'd see you again.
Yeah, well, things were getting a little hot for me, so.
She stops in front of him.
How could they do that to her? That piece of shit cop, Mackenzie. Her body was in his car. I'm gonna find him, and I'm gonna make him pay. You gonna help me?
Help you?
Yeah. I thought you were vengeance.
Your friend got involved with the wrong people.
She didn't know any better.
Maybe you should have explained it to her.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
It means your choices have consequences.
Is Christ choices? You know, whoever the hell you are, you obviously grew up rich.
Was it worth it?
What?
Compromising yourself for money. What did you have to do to set up that score? How close did you have to get to the Penguin, to Falcone?
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Falcone owes me money.
He owes you?
Yeah, and a lot more.
Oh, really? Why's that?
You know what? I can't even talk to you.
Selena turns to leave, but Batman stops her.
No. I want to know why a guy like Falcone would owe you anything.
Because he's my father.
Batman is shaken. Selena pulls from his grip.
My mother worked at the 44 Below, just like Annie. She used to take me there when I was a little girl.
To the club?
She turns and looks out at the city.
Yeah. I hid out in the dressing room while she worked. Used to see him out there. Scared the shit out of me. And I could never understand why he looked at me the way he did. Then one night, my mother told me who he was. When I was 7, my mother was murdered. Strangled. Never found out who. Probably some creep from the club. Anyway, social services came to take me away, and he didn't say a thing. Couldn't even look at me. He owes me that money.
I'm sorry for what I said.
Oh, it's all right. You assume the worst in people, which, well, maybe we're not so different after all.
She crosses back to him and touches his mask.
Who are you under there? What are you hiding? Are you just hideously scarred?
Yeah.
Listen to me. If we don't stand up for Annika, no one will. All anyone cares about in this place are these white, privileged assholes. The mayor, the commissioner, the DA, now Thomas and Bruce Wayne. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that psycho's right to go after those creeps. I think you'd be on his side.
You mean Thomas and Bruce Wayne?
What, do you live in a cave? The Riddler's latest. It's all about the Waynes. Listen, if I could find that dickbag Mackenzie, will you help me, please? Come on, vengeance.
Just don't make any moves without me, understand? It's a little more dangerous than you know.
She cuts him off with a kiss.
I told you, baby. Take care of myself.
Selena leaves.
I'm Thomas Wayne, and I approve this message.
Interior Batcave, an hour later, Bruce pulls off his cowl and watches the Riddler's latest message on the screen. It's an old Thomas Wayne campaign ad. He speaks over triumphant music.
From a very young age, my family, Martha's family, the Arkhams instilled in both of us that giving back is not just an obligation, it's a passion. That is our family's legacy.
The Waynes and the Arkhams, Gotham's founding families. But what is their legacy? 20 years ago, one reporter set out to uncover the truth.
On screen, images of the Waynes, the Arkhams, and one photo of a reporter, Edward Elliot.
He found shocking family secrets. How, when Martha was a child, her mother brutally murdered her father and committed suicide, and how the Arkhams used their power and money to cover it up. How Martha herself was in and out of institutions for years, and they didn't want anyone to know.
Bruce's eyes widen.
Thomas Wayne tried to force this crusading reporter into a hush money agreement to save his mayoral campaign.
An image of Thomas campaigning is covered with the words, hush.
But when the reporter refused, Wayne turned to longtime secret associate Carmine Falcone and had him murdered.
Riddler giggles hysterically.
The Waynes and the Arkhams, Gotham's legacy of lies and murder.
Thomas Wayne for mayor is replaced with Thomas Wayne for murderer.
I hope you're listening, Bruce Wayne. This is your legacy too. And Gotham needs you to answer for the sins of your father. Goodbye.
Bruce stands alone in the Batcave. Exterior Iceberg Lounge. An hour later, the door opens and there stands Bruce.
Do you know who I am?
One of the twin bouncers stares at him.
You're Bruce Wayne.
Oh, I see Carmine Falcone.
He closed the door. After a moment, it opens again and the bouncer stands there with his twin.
See?
The twin smiles. Interior Iceberg Lounge, Falcone residence. Moments later, the elevator opens and Bruce steps out. He walks down a long hall as Falcone and several of his men play pool.
This guy who invented the ball, right? Must have made a fortune if you think about it. The concept of it, right? Briscoe, do you know how much this sweater cost? No, boss. $1,183. You know why communism failed, right? No, boss. Austerity.
The men laugh as Falcone sinks a shot.
Right, all right.
Look at that. Perfect. It's never going to be that good again.
Bruce draws closer, Falcone finally noticing him.
Hey, Johnny Slick. What are you doing here?
Give us a moment here, fellas.
They turn to leave.
Get out.
Oz walks past Bruce.
See you, champ. Come on, sweetheart.
Oz snaps his fingers and is joined by a woman he is waiting in the corner. Falcone looks at Bruce.
Have a seat.
Bruce doesn't move.
Thought I might hear from you. This Riddler son of a bitch is really stirring things up, huh?
Is it true?
What? That reporter business? What do you want to know here, kid?
Did you kill him? For my father?
Look, your father was in trouble. This reporter had some dirt, some very personal stuff about your mother, her family history. Everybody's got their dirty laundry. That's just how it is. But he didn't want none of it coming out. Not right before the election. And your father tried to pay the guy off, but he wasn't going for it. So he came to me. Well, I never seen him like that. He said, Carmine, I want you to put the fear of God in this guy. And when fear isn't enough, your father wanted to handle it, so I did. I handled it.
This deeply upsets Bruce, but he tries not to show it. But Falcone sees right through him.
I know. You thought your father was a Boy Scout, but you'd be surprised what even a good man like him is capable of in the right situation. Do me a favor. Don't lose any sleep over it. This reporter was a lowlife. He was Maroni's payroll.
Maroni?
Oh, yeah. He could never stand your father, and I had history. And after what happened with that reporter, Maroni was worried about your father. Would be in my pocket forever. He would have done anything to keep him from becoming mayor. You understand?
Are you saying Salvatore Maroni got my father killed?
Do I know it for a fact? I'm just saying it sure looked that way to me. This is what you wanted, huh? This little conversation here. It's been a long time coming, huh?
Falcone rests a hand on Bruce's shoulder.
I mean, you ain't a kid no more.
Interior Wayne Tower. An hour later, Bruce unlocks the chain on his parents' room and walks inside. It's been untouched since their deaths. Interior Alfred's hospital room night. Bruce sits by Alfred's bedside. The EKG beeps. Alfred slowly regains consciousness. Bruce notices this and sits up. Alfred looks at Bruce, happy to see him there.
You lied to me my whole life.
That happiness is replaced by sorrow.
I spoke to Carmine Falcone. He told me what he did for my father, about Salvatore Maroni.
He told you Salvatore Maroni
Had my father killed. Why didn't you tell me all this? All these years I've been fighting for him, believing that he was a good man.
He was a good man. You listen to me. Your father was a good man. He made a mistake.
A mistake? He had a man killed. Why? To protect his family image, his political aspirations.
It was to protect. It wasn't to protect the family image. He didn't have anyone killed. He was protecting the mother. He didn't care about his image or the campaign, any of that. He cared about her and you. And in a moment of weakness, he turned to Falcone. But he never thought Falcone would kill that man. Your father should have known that Falcone would do anything to finally have something on him that he could use. That's who Falcone is. And that was your father's mistake. But when Falcone told him what he'd done, your father was distraught. He told Falcone he was going to go to the police, that he would confess everything. And that night, father and your mother were killed.
Was Falcone?
I wish I knew for sure. Or maybe it was some random thug on the street who needed money and got scared and pulled the trigger too fast. If you don't think I've spent every day searching for that answer, it was my job to protect them. Do you understand? I knew you always blamed yourself. You were only a boy, Bruce. I could see the fear in your eyes, but I didn't know how to help. I could teach you how to fight,
Alfred hangs his head and sighs.
but I wasn't equipped to take care of you. You needed a father, and all you had was me. Sorry.
Don't be sorry, Alfred. God, after I feel fear like that again, I thought I mastered all that. I mean, I'm not afraid to die. I realize now there's something I haven't gone past. This fear of ever going through any of that again. Losing somebody I care about.
Alfred reaches out a hand to Bruce, who takes it. Bruce looks through the skylight and sees the signal in the sky. Exterior Gotham streets. Minutes later, the Batmobile races towards the abandoned building. Exterior abandoned building. The Batmobile pulls in and Batman spots Gordon getting out of his car.
Hey.
I saw the signal. That's not you.
I thought it was you.
Exterior abandoned building, upper level. The elevator rises. Gordon and Batman can see Selena kicking the shit out of Kenzie. She pistol whips him to the ground.
I found him.
I see that.
He had my shit and my phone. They left a message in the night they took her. She called me. Gordon, help me out. Man, she's got my gun.
Selena knees him in the face.
Shut up.
She aims the gun at his head.
Put the gun down.
I'm telling you, God damn it, she called me.
She sighs and pulls out a phone, tossing it to him.
Here, listen.
Batman holds up the phone. A voicemail plays.
Hey, get back here.
Annika sobs on the phone.
Where are you going? Come back here.
Hey, what are you doing, Kenzie? You're scaring her.
I'm sorry, Mr. Falcone.
Annika.
I'm sorry. Annika is literally needing the page.
90.
Ready. Please. Please, 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 don't hurt me. Please.
Hey, don't be scared. Come here. Now let me ask you again.
No, nothing, no.
Don liked to talk. I know that, especially to pretty girls like you. That's why I made him take your passport until we could have this little conversation.
All I want to do is get out of here, okay? You'll never hear from me again. Nobody will, please.
We're going to get you out of here. I know, I promise. But first, I gotta know, what did he tell you?
He just said that they made a deal with you.
Oh, he told you about that, huh? The deal.
He said you gave some information on some drops thing and that's how you became mayor. He said you were a very important man.
Right, okay.
Annika screams and a struggle can be heard.
Take it easy, take it easy.
Jesus, he's strangling her.
Batman can see the pain on Selena's face. The voicemail ends.
Rada and Lana. Falcon has wings too.
Falcone is the rat?
Kenzie looks up and locks eyes with Gordon.
Falcone works for you guys, the mayor, the DA?
No, we work for him. Everybody does.
How?
Through renewal. Renewal is everything.
The renewal fund.
Yeah, after Thomas Wayne died, they all went after it like vultures. The mayor, Falcone, Maroney, everyone got in on it. It was perfect for making bribes, laundering money, a huge charitable fund with no oversight. Everybody got a piece. But Falcone wanted more. So he orchestrated a play to make Maroney down big. He'd rat out his drops operation, make the careers of everybody that went after him, then install him. Then install them all as his puppets. You think this goddamn election matters? Falcone's the mayor. He's been the mayor for the last 20 years.
Selena steps up to Batman.
Come on, Vengeance. Let's go kill that son of a bitch. This creep too. Let's finish this.
She points the gun at Kenzie.
Oh, God.
No.
Batman knocks the gun from her hands.
We'll get him, but not that way.
There is no other way. He owns the city.
Cross that line, you'll become just like him. Listen to me. Don't throw your life away.
Selena sidles up to Batman.
Don't worry, honey. I've got 9 of them.
She puts a foot in Kenzie's chest and pushes him off the roof.
No, Don, hey.
Batman fires his grapnel at Kenzie, catching him. Selena turns and runs off the roof, firing her own rope to slow her descent. Kenzie screams with fear as Gordon and Batman struggle to pull him up, but they succeed.
She won't get out of there alive. And if she kills Falcone, we may never find the Riddler.
I have to stop her.
Don't you mean we?
I gotta do this my way.
And then what?
Batman tosses Gordon Selena's phone.
We do what the Riddler said. Bring the rat into the light.
Batman attaches a latch to a metal beam and drops off the side, running down the side of the building. Exterior Iceberg Lounge minutes later, Selena pulls up into the small garage. She slides the gun from her bag and checks it, fully loaded. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Selena walks towards a man at the desk.
Can you tell Mr. Falcone I'd like to come up? You ain't seeing anybody tonight. Tell him it's about Annika.
That gets his attention. Interior Iceberg Lounge, Falcone residence moment later. Falcone walks towards Selena.
Hey.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, it's fine, beautiful.
I was just hoping I could talk to you for a minute.
Absolutely.
Alone?
Exterior Iceberg Lounge, same time. There's a bang at the door. One of the twins opens the door, but there's no one there. He steps outside and Bruce slips in behind him, closing and locking the door.
Hey.
Interior Iceberg Lounge. Moments later, Bruce walks through the club as music blares. He ducks into the private room. One of Falcone's security notices and follows. Interior Iceberg Lounge back room. Moments later, Bruce strikes the guard and drops him to the ground. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Falcone residence. Same time. Selena sits in front of Falcone.
I'm just so worried. I don't know where she is, and I know that you're a very important man. I was hoping that maybe you could help me find her because she's been gone for so long. I'm beginning to.
Selena begins to cry.
I'm sorry.
Can't hear you, Falcone. You're still muted, Falcone.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I understand her here.
He hands her a handkerchief.
No, it's okay. I have a tissue.
She reaches into her bag, grabbing the gun.
Mr. Falcone. Vinnie, didn't I tell you? I'm sorry, Mr. Falcone. I really think you're going to want to see this.
Falcone turns back to Selena.
I'm sorry, beautiful. I'll be right back.
Falcone leaves her alone and she glares after him. Interior Iceberg Lounge back room. Moments later, Bruce kicks through the door and moves to the power junction box. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Falcone residence. Same time. Falcone steps up to a TV screen.
Holy shit.
That recording provided to GC1 by Lieutenant James Gordon of the Gotham PD. And we should warn you, the contents are extremely graphic, and some of you may find it disturbing.
The news plays the voicemail. He just said they all made a deal with you.
He just said that they all made a deal with you.
Oh, he told you about that, huh? The deal?
Falcone looks angrily at Vinnie.
He said you gave some information on some drops thing, and that's how he became mayor. He said that you were a very important man.
Selena slinks in behind them.
Right. Okay.
Falcone can be heard strangling Annika. Interior Iceberg Lounge back room. Same time. Bruce starts sawing through the power of the building. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Falcone residence. Same time. Falcone stands, eyes locked on the broadcast.
Revelations of Mr. Falcone's secret role as a mafia informant.
Selena lifts her gun.
Hey, Dad.
Falcone turns.
I'm Maria Kyle's kid. You remember her?
Yeah, just put down the gun, honey.
Ooh. This is for my mother.
She fires right as the power goes out. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Moments later, Batman pulls open the elevator doors and fires his grapnel upward. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Falcone residence. Same time. Selena moves through the apartment, gun drawn. Vinnie jumps at her, knocking her wig off. She kicks Vinnie in the jaw and knocks him to the ground. Selena chases Falcone out of the room. She fires but misses again. Interior Iceberg Lounge. Falcone residence. Outer room. Same. Falcone's men turn to his door, hearing gunfire. Behind them, the elevator door opens. They turn, seeing it's empty. They draw their guns and move towards it. Batman drops from the ceiling of the elevator and grabs the guard, extinguishing his flashlight. It's pitch black. Batman fights his way through the hall, only illuminated by the muzzle flashes of the security guys' guns.
Oh, I see him.
Batman fights through more of them, bullets bouncing off the armored chest plate. Interior Iceberg Lounge, Falcone residence moment later. Falcone hides around a corner as Selena approaches, a gun raised. Vinnie grabs her again and slams Selena into the tabletop. She springs up and kicks him a few times. The gun fires twice and she locks Vinnie's grip, yanking his chin to the table with a sickening crack. She rises and looks for Falcone, missing him right behind her. He swings a pool stick at her and knocks her down. He stands over her.
You don't think this hurts me, my own flesh and blood, huh?
He drops down and presses the pool stick against her throat. She knocks the stick from his hands and wraps his hands around her throat. She scratches his face, leaving a bloody trail on his cheek.
You made me do this just like your mother.
Ugh, that's a gross statement. Batman grabs Falcone and pulls him off of Selena. He punches Falcone swiftly in the face. Selena rises and aims her gun at Falcone, but Batman catches her and aims the gun elsewhere.
He has to pay.
You don't have to pay with him. You paid enough.
Selena breathes hard. Batman manages to pull the gun from her grip. Interior Iceberg Lounge, minutes later. Batman walks Falcone through the club towards the exit. Falcone laughs to himself.
Jesus, look at you, man. What do you think this is? You think you're gonna scare me with that mask and that cape? I'm gonna start crying all of a sudden, some big secret coming out. Let me tell you something. Whenever I know whatever I've done, it's all going with me to my grave.
Batman shoves Falcone down the stairs and up to Gordon.
What are you with, Zorro, over here? Don't you know the boys in blue work for me?
Gordon grabs Falcone and walks him out the front door. Exterior Iceberg Lounge continuous. They stand on the steps of the Iceberg Lounge surrounded by police and press.
I guess we don't all work for you.
Gordon hands Falcone off to Martinez.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one. The city of Gotham will provide one to you. Do you understand these rights?
Falcone sees Selena stepping out of the club.
Do you understand?
Yeah. I'll see you when I walk out.
Oz steps out of the club and looks at Falcone.
With these rights in mind, is there anything else you wish to tell?
Goddamn rat.
You say?
Enjoy your night in Blackgate, Carmine. Probably be your last.
Oh, so you're a big man now, Oz.
Yeah, maybe I am.
Really, Oz, because to me, you were always just a gimp in an empty suit.
I'll spray paint your ass.
Oz reaches into his jacket and draws his gun. A shot rings out. The police tackles Oz to the ground. Batman tackles Falcone.
What are you doing? It wasn't me. I didn't shoot.
The police cuff Oz.
Get your hands off of me.
Batman looks down at Falcone. Falcone has been shot. Falcone locks eyes with Batman, a look in his face that says he almost recognizes him. Falcone falls dead. The light above Batman flickers and he looks at it.
Bring him into the light, and you'll find where I'm at.
Batman looks up and across the street to see a man standing at a window of the building across the street.
There, the shots came from up there.
It's Riddler.
Batman runs for the building.
Gauge on me. Martinez around back. Nobody gets in there. Nobody gets out.
Selena looks down at Falcone's corpse. Interior apartment moments later, Batman breaks through the window and sprints for the door. He kicks it open. Interior Riddler's apartment continuous. He moves through the apartment. It's covered with research materials and documents, a few rat cages. As Batman rounds a corner, he sees a wall decorated with a question mark. At the window, an automatic rifle with a perfect line of sight to the iceberg. Batman looks out the side window, seeing the street below, but not seeing anyone fleeing. The door flies open again, and the apartment is flooded with cops.
He's gone.
Batman walks past Gordon and his men.
He's been here this whole time.
Martinez?
Gordon grabs the radio.
Yeah?
Lieutenant, we got a witness here. Says she saw someone come down the fire escape right after the shot. She said he went into the corner diner. The guy's sitting by himself at the corner right now.
Interior corner diner moments later. Police lights reflect off the window as the police draw close, surrounding the building. At the counter sits a lone man. The officers open the door.
Police, hands up!
The man is drawing something in his coffee foam.
He said, "Put your goddamn hands up, you son of a bitch."
The man, Edward, raises his hands and turns to face them.
I just ordered a slice of pumpkin pie.
Martinez grabs Edward and slams him into the counter, cuffing him.
Stay still now.
The cuffs tighten on Edward's wrists. He looks out the window and sees Batman looking back at him. A small smile crosses Edward's face, along with a sense of calm. Martinez flashes 2 IDs in front of Edward, Patrick Parker and Edward Nashton.
Which one is you?
Edward giggles.
You tell me.
Let's go, pencil neck. Get that son of a bitch out of here.
They drag Edward out, leaving his coffee with a simple question mark carved into the foam. Interior Riddler's apartment. An hour later, the police are sweeping the scene for evidence. Martinez watches the news on his phone.
Where even murdered Mayor Don Mitchell Jr.'s wife and son have gathered in an emotional show of the city unity.
Batman walks right past Martinez into the scene.
Our Dan O'Neill is live inside Real's headquarters right now.
Hey.
Batman walks up to the bookshelf full of Riddler's journal. He pulled down the one labeled Renewal. Gordon stands next to his CSI.
What are all these diaries?
They're ledgers.
Hey, go for it.
They're ledgers. He's got thousands. He's scrawled all over them. Rambling, ciphers, codes.
Another officer runs in.
Got something in the back on one of the IDs. Edward Nashton works at KTMJ. He's a forensic accountant.
Accountant?
Hey, Lieutenant, you really okay with this?
An officer points Gordon to Batman, who's reading a ledger.
What about the chain of evidence?
We should see this.
Gordon crosses to them.
He's wearing gloves. Friday, July 16th. My life has been a cruel riddle I could not solve, suffocating my mind, no escape. But then today I saw it. A single word on this ledger, sitting on the desk beside me. Renewal. The empty promise they sold to me as a child in that orphanage. One look inside, and finally I understood. My whole life has been preparing me for this. The moment when I would learn the truth. When I could finally strike back and expose their lies.
Batman looks around the room at all of the Riddler's madness.
If you want people to understand, really understand, you can't just give them the answers. You have to confront them, torture them with the horrifying questions, just like they tortured me. I know now what I must become.
Batman notices a cage where a creature sits screeching. Gordon turns the page and sees the next one littered with writing.
Jesus.
Batman crouches in front of the cage.
I don't think that rat likes you, man.
This was not a rat.
Batman looks into the cage and sees an angry bat flapping and flying around. There's an envelope at the top of the cage.
What is that?
Batman opens the cage and pulls down the envelope along with a carpet tool taped to the back. He
Some kind of pry tool?
Is it a chisel?
It's a murder weapon.
shows the tool to Gordon.
It's a murder weapon. You killed Mitchell with it. The edge will match the floorboard impression in the mayor's study.
Batman opens the envelope and pulls out a card on the front, just for you. Batman opens it. The only words inside, my confession.
My confession? What's he confessing to? He already told us he killed Mitchell. This isn't over.
Oh man, he's been posting all kinds of shit online. He's got like 500 followers, real fringe types. His final post was last night.
Batman walks towards the wall papered with different articles. The truth about Gotham at the top.
Some video got a lot of views, but it's password protected.
Can you get in?
Copying his drive now.
Batman's eyes are drawn to an image of his family. They stand in front of the orphanage choir. One of the children looks directly at the camera, young Edward. On the photo is scrawled the words, "If only I knew then what I know now."
Takes some time, but we'll get in.
Another photo on the wall of Batman with the words, "I know you, the real you."
Show me the post.
It's right here.
The CSI tech clicks the video, but it's locked.
The truth unmasked.
I think I'm his last target.
You?
Maybe this is all coming to an end.
What is?
The Batman.
Gordon's phone rings.
Yeah,
He listens for a moment.
right.
He hangs up, looking to Batman.
Riddler's asking for you at Arkham.
Batman walks to Gordon and hands him the card.
You're a good cop.
Interior Arkham Asylum holding cell an hour later. The divider slides up and there sits Edward, looking meek and timid. Edward smiles upon seeing Batman. Edward holds up his cuffed hands.
Told you I'd see you in hell.
What do you want from me?
Want? If only you knew how long I've been waiting for this day. For this moment. I've been invisible my whole life. I guess I won't be anymore, will I? They'll remember me now. They'll remember both of us.
Batman can't look Riddler in the eye. A long beat.
Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne.
Batman eyes the security camera aimed at Riddler.
You know, I was there that day. The day the great Thomas Wayne announced he was running for mayor, made all those promises. A week later, he was dead, and everybody just forgot about us. All they could talk about was poor Bruce Wayne the orphan, living in some tower over the park isn't being an orphan, looking down on everyone with all that money. Don't you tell me. Do you know what being an orphan is? It's 30 kids to a room, 12-year-olds, and already a drop head numbing the pain. You wake up screaming with rats chewing your fingers. And every winter, one of the babies die because it's so cold. But oh no, let's talk about the billionaire with the lying dead daddy, because at least the money makes it go down easy, doesn't it?
Edward leans forward.
Bruce Wayne.
A beat as that name hangs in the air.
He's the only one we didn't get.
Batman finally looks up, locking his eyes on the Riddler.
But we got the rest of them, didn't we? All those slick, sleazy, phony pricks.
Batman steps towards him.
God, look at you. Your mask is amazing. I wish you could have seen me in mine. Isn't it funny? All anyone wants to do is unmask you, but they're missing the point. You and I both know I'm looking at the real you right now. My mask allowed me to be myself completely. No shame, no limits.
Batman stares at Riddler through the glass.
Why did you write me?
What do you mean?
All those cards.
I told you we've been doing this together. You're part of this.
We didn't do anything together.
We did. What did we just do? I asked you to bring him into the light, and you did. We're such a good team.
We're not a team.
I never could have gotten him out of there. I'm not physical. My strength is up here, I mean. I had all the pieces. I had the answers. But I didn't know how to make them listen. You gave me that.
I gave you nothing.
You showed me what was possible. You showed me all it takes is fear and a little focused violence. You inspired me.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
What?
This is all in your head. You're sick, twisted.
How can you say that?
You think you'll be remembered? You're a pathetic psychopath begging for attention.
No!
You're gonna die alone in Arkham.
No! 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 No!
A nobody.
No! Ah!
Edward stomps away from the window.
This is not how this was supposed to go! Ah! I had it all planned out. We were going to be safe here. We could watch the whole thing together.
Watch what?
Everything.
A tense beat.
It was all there. You mean you didn't figure it out? Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought you were. I guess I gave you too much credit.
What have you done?
What's black and blue and dead all over? You. If you think you can stop what's coming.
What have you done?
Ave Maria.
What have you done?
Gratia plena.
What have you done?
Maria gratia plena.
Interior Riddler's apartment an hour later. A knife cuts through the police tape and Batman enters. He slots the combat knife back into the slot in his chest. He looks over the scene again.
Hey,
Batman turns and sees Martinez standing in the door.
what are you doing here?
Batman says nothing. Batman turns his attention to the bagged evidence. He lifts the murder weapon.
Hey man, I don't think that you should be touching that.
Batman pulls the tool from a bag.
Boy, this guy's a real nut job, huh? Killing Mitchell with a frickin' carpet tool.
Batman looks at him, shining the light into Martinez's face.
Michael's he's he's an installer, it's a Tucker.
Batman looks at the tool in his hands. He puts the pieces together. He pulls the table off the carpet.
Huh?
Batman walks into the main room and starts jamming the murder weapon into the floorboard.
Hey, whoa, what are you doing?
Batman grabs a handful of the carpet and pulls it free. He whips the whole thing back and looks down at the exposed floor. Martinez's light illuminates a map of the city. Around the edges are several blinking lights. In the middle of the map, the words, "A real change." The Batman crosses to the computer monitor and puts the password. A video unlocks and begins playing a small video diary.
Hey guys, thanks for all the comments and a special thanks to everyone for the tips on the detonators.
Detonators?
I just want to say this will be my last post for a little while, and what this community has meant to me in these weeks, these months. Let's just say none of us is alone anymore, okay?
Jesus.
Riddler claps his hand. The chat channel next to him is full of messages. War is my name. Rifles are good. Rat cheat that shit. There never been a better time. Please hold. Ready and willing. Got you, bro. Determinator. Don't forget your cling wrap. XX. Rein it in XX. It's a winter combat mask. They have them at Goth Army Surplus, and they have the field jacket too.
Tomorrow's election day.
Riddler laughs.
And Bella Real will win. She promised real change, but we know the truth, don't we? We've seen Gotham's true face now. Together,
We've unmasked it. It's corruption, it's perversion masquerading under the guise of renewal. But unmasking is not enough. The day of judgment is finally upon us.
Riddler aims the camera to the map on the floor.
And now it's time for retribution. I've parked 7 vans all along the city seawall. And on the big night, they will go boom!
Batman looks at the blinking lights on the map and his eyes widen. Boom. Exterior Gotham City seawall, same time. This city wall explodes. Interior Riddler's apartment, same time. Batman and Martinez look out the window at another explosion down the street. Exterior Gotham City, same time. Boom! Another explosion rips through the seawall. As the explosions tear through the seawall, Edward calls to them as they go. Boom! Edward laughs wildly. He looks down the street and calls out the next explosion. Boom! Interior Riddler's apartment, same time. Batman walks through looking at the map.
When the vans blow, the flooding will happen so fast. Evacuation will not be an option. Those who are not washed away will race through the streets in terror.
Outside, people scream in fear.
Call Gordon.
Yeah.
Exterior Gotham Square Garden, same time. The crowd celebrates Bella Real's mayoral win.
As breaking news hits higher ground in Gotham Square Garden, celebrations will turn to panic as the venue becomes the city's last shelter of resort.
It all happens just as the Riddler lays out. Interior Riddler's apartment, same time. Batman watches Riddler's video.
That's where all of you come in.
Ogleman 1029. What gauge? What caliber? War is my name. Rifles are good. Enter Gotham Square Garden, same time. On top of the video scoreboard, several men dressed like the Riddler sling rifles off their backs.
Now, when the time arrives, I will already be unmasked. The pigs will have me in their custody, but that's okay, because then it will be your turn. You'll be there, waiting.
One of the Riddlers looks down at the podium set up for Bella Real and gives her victory speech. He nods to another Riddler. They look at the catwalks, which fill with Riddlers carrying rifles.
It's time for the lies to finally end. False promises of renewal.
Interior Riddler's apartment, same time. Batman watches the screen.
Change? We'll give them a real change now. We've spent our lives in this wretched place, suffering, wondering why us. Now they will spend their last moments wondering why them.
I can't get through, the lines are down.
Sirens wail outside exterior Gotham Square Garden. Moments later, Selena rides up on her bike and is stopped by an officer.
Hey, the road's closed.
I'm just trying to get out of town, man.
Lady, we got bombs going off. The whole city's flooding, and you're gonna have to go wait inside with, in the garden with everyone else.
Selena looks down and sees the water rushing past her feet. Interior Gotham Square Garden. Moments later, Gordon pushes through the crowds, flashing his badge. Gordon runs to one of the officers.
Lieutenant, who's in charge?
I really don't know. Well, we're just trying to get a handle here, sir.
Gordon quickly takes charge.
Right. Hey, listen, quiet. We got an active situation. We need to sweep the building for explosives and get the mayor-elect out of here now. Where is she?
I can take you there.
Come on.
They rush off through the growing crowd of people. From above, the Riddlers follow Gordon with their sights, trailing over to Bella Real. They load their rifles carefully. They also attach themselves to a tow line, ensuring they won't fall off and die. Into Gotham Square Garden mayoral tent moments later, Gordon pushes through the tent to Mayor Real.
We don't close the doors.
Gordon flashes his badge.
MCU.
We're gonna have huge problems. The water's already starting to breach.
I thought this was a shelter of last resorts.
Yeah, for a hurricane, but not if the whole seawall comes down.
I am not going to let those people die out there. All right, I'll go calm down the crowd and we can get everyone in.
It's not safe for you here. We need to get you out, Ms. Real.
I'm not going anywhere.
We're under attack, ma'am.
Exactly. That's the problem with this city. Everyone's afraid to stand up and do the right thing, but I'm not. Excuse me.
She pushes past him towards the stage.
Ma'am.
She walks across the stage and takes the podium.
Everyone, if I could just get your attention, please. I just need your attention.
She looks up to the Jumbotron and sees one of the Riddlers aiming his rifle at her. He fires and she's hit. Real falls to the stage and Gordon runs out to her. The crowd panics and scatters. The Riddlers are firing on everyone. Gordon pulls Real off the stage. She holds her shoulder bleeding.
You're okay.
Gordon pulls the gun and looks out the small vantage point and sees the Riddlers firing. Interior Gotham Square Garden catwalks continuous. Suddenly, the skylight blows out and showering glass down onto the catwalk. The Riddlers turn to look up at the explosions. Through one of the explosions drops Batman. He lands and fires off both grapnel. They dig into the thighs of a pair of Riddler and he wrenches them up and he flips them off the catwalk. They stop him perfectly, so Batman swings up and lands back where he started. He takes off running down the catwalk as the Riddlers fire at him. Batman drops down to their level and kicks one of them off the catwalk. One by one, Batman dispatches the Riddlers, knocking them off the catwalk and leaving them hanging. Batman takes a bullet to the back, but it doesn't stop him. Batman flips across the catwalk and takes out another Riddler. Batman takes 3 rifle rounds to the chest plate, but the Riddler runs out of ammo. Batman tackles him off the walkway. Batman uses the momentum of the swing to launch himself upward and into the feet of more of the Riddlers. 2 of them team up and grab Batman, pulling him back by his cape. Batman sweeps their legs out from under them. Batman ducks out of the way, and 2 of the Riddlers who accidentally shot each other. One of the rounds glances off the Batman's mask, another cuts through a support cable, and the Jumbotron swings free. Several Riddlers drop off the platform, and Batman barely manages to catch himself. Another Riddler fires at Batman as he struggles to pull himself up. Interior Gotham Square Garden mayoral tent continuous. Gordon looks to the nearby offices.
Hey, how do I get up there?
Sir.
They lead Gordon up the catwalk. Interior Gotham Square Garden continuous. Selena looks up to the Jumbotron and tries to find her own way up. Interior Gotham Square Garden catwalk continuous. Batman moves away from the gunfire, massively outnumbered. Batman removes a small grenade from his belt and attaches it to a tank under a nearby railing. Batman pulls himself up as the grenade detonates, bathing the catwalk in smoke. The Riddlers fire into the smoke, but are surprised by tackling Batman. Batman moves swiftly through the Riddlers, beating them up with their own guns and slamming them into the railing. Batman turns to a fleeing Riddler who grabs a shotgun and fires a round into Batman's chest. Batman tumbles back and off the walkway, catching himself. Batman groans in pain. The shotgun Riddler stands and moves closer. He reloads and puts the barrel flush at Batman's face. Selena drops next to him and slams into the shotgun Riddler. She kicks him and drops him back against the railing. She reaches over and helps Batman up. She barely gets him into the walkway. He's breathing raggedly, struggling to say something.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's done now. It's done. It's over.
Batman slowly loses consciousness. She leans in and kisses him. One of the Riddlers hits her in the head, dropping Selena. Batman looks up and sees the Riddler choking the life out of her. This Riddler draws a knife and tries to use it. Batman tries to rise, but just doesn't have the strength. Batman reaches into one of his pouches and pulls out a small syringe of adrenaline. He jabs it in the hole in his armor and injects himself. The adrenaline surges through him and Batman rises again. He tackles the man off Selena and starts pummeling him, beating him nearly beaten to death. Gordon runs up the catwalk to Batman, stopping him.
Hey, man, take it easy.
Gordon grabs Batman and turns in a haze.
Take it easy.
Batman breathes heavily. Gordon calms Batman. Batman steps aside, locking eyes with Selena.
Jesus.
Gordon pulls the mask off the fallen man. His face is beaten bloody, his teeth cracked.
Who the hell are you?
Vengeance.
This resonates with Batman. Suddenly, the water rushes through the doors, destroying the stage and trapping people underneath them. The Jumbotron hangs precariously, its live electrical cables surging with energy. Batman grapples over to the main power line. He pulls out the knife from his emblem and holds it high. With a scream of fury, he cuts the line, electricity surging through him and dropping him down to the water below. Selena and Gordon watch him fall. After a beat, Batman breaks the surface of the water, taking a deep breath. In the darkness, Batman lights a large red flare and makes his way to the collapsed stage. Batman moves to one of the larger pieces aside. He stands there, offering a helping hand to anyone trapped. They're all too scared. After a beat, Mayor Mitchell's son takes Batman's hand. He's followed by Real. Batman helps them from the wreckage, guiding them across the darkness, a light to shine the way. Exterior Gotham Square Garden, sunrise.
Wednesday, November 6th. The city is underwater. The National Guard is coming. Martial law is in effect. But the criminal element never sleeps. Looting and lawlessness will be rampant in the parts of the city no one can get to.
Interior Iceberg Lounge, Falcone residence, same time. Oz looks out the window at the flooded city, his head spinning with ideas.
I'm going to see things will get worse before they get better. And some will seize the chance to grab everything they can.
Exterior Gotham Square Garden, Mayor Real stands in front of the press.
We will rebuild, but not just our city. We must rebuild everyone's faith in our institutions, in our elected officials, in each other. Together, we will learn to believe in Gotham again.
The press raise their hands full of questions.
Starting to see now. I've had an effect here, but not the one I intended.
Batman carries another person from the wreckage.
Vengeance won't change the past, mine or anyone else's. As they become more, people need hope to know someone's out there for them.
Batman puts the woman down on a stretcher. She grabs his sleeve, frightened. Batman locks eyes with her, shifting from the scared woman, I'm not sure what this is supposed to say, and grabbing him to reassuring and comforting.
The city's angry, scarred like me.
She calms down and lies back.
Even after physical wounds have healed. But we survived them. They can transform us. They can give us the power to endure.
The woman is airlifted away and Batman watches her go.
And strength to fight.
Interior Arkham Asylum, moments later, the news plays.
We are live. As you can see, the masked vigilante atop Gotham Square Garden, helping to save the lives of hundreds of victims.
Edward moans in his cell, upset.
And now, as first responders desperately scramble to help the injured, a mysterious masked man emerges, heroically pulling the victims right through that skylight.
Edward bangs his head against the door. Next to him, the unnamed prisoner leans forward.
Isn't that just terrible? Him raining on your parade like that? What is it they say? One day you're on top and the next you're a clown.
Edward drops to the ground, listening to his neighbor and crying.
Well, let me tell you, there are worse things to be.
Edward moans again.
Hey, don't be sad. Did so well, and you know, Gotham loves a comeback story.
Who are you?
Well, that's another question, isn't it? Riddle me this. The less of them you have, the more one is worth.
A friend.
The unnamed prisoner begins to laugh, joined by Edward, their mad laughter filling the halls. Exterior mausoleum sunset. Selena stands at her mother's tomb.
We're leaving.
Jesus, don't you ever just say hello?
She loads a cat into a small compartment on her motorcycle.
Where will you go?
I don't know. Upstate? Bloodhaven? Maybe. Why? You asking me to stay?
He says nothing and averts his gaze.
You know this place is never going to change. With Carmine gone, it's only going to get worse for you. There's going to be a power grab. It'll be bloody.
I know. But a city can't change.
It won't.
I have to try.
It's going to kill you eventually. You know that? Listen, why don't you come with me? Get into some trouble, knock off some CEO hedge fund types. It'll be fun. The bat and the cat. Got a nice ring.
Just like the cat in the hat. He looks past her to the signal in the night sky.
Who am I kidding? They're already spoken for.
He lingers, not sure what to say next.
You should go.
She steps to her bike and hops onto it.
Selena.
She looks back at him.
Take care of yourself.
She pulls her helmet on and starts the bike. She rides off. Batman crosses to his bike. Exterior graveyard sunset. Batman and Selena ride out of the cemetery together. Exterior Gotham streets continuous. Batman rides next to Selena and they approach a split in the road. They idle at each other's side for a moment without a word. Selena takes the path to the left. Another moment, Batman takes the one to the right. As Batman rides towards Gotham, he casts one last look in his rearview mirror at Selena. He sees her riding off and out of sight. He turns his attention back to Gotham, back to the work at hand. Snap to black. The end.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us for this one. We had a ton of fun. We'll see you at the next one.